for Lions. And for those fans just arriving at our ballpark, we'd like to remind you that tonight is foul ball throwing here at Betfair Ballpark. That means that tonight's foul ball play of the game, Ducks third baseman Cody Puckett is a home run off either of the foul poles. One randomly selected fan here at the ballpark will win $50,000 tonight. And to be eligible, stop by the Long Island Ducks ticket kiosk, which you find on the upper concourse behind home plate, and fill out an entry form. You'll also find all the rules and regulations for tonight's contest there as well. Now remember, that's the Long Island Ducks ticket kiosk, the upper concourse right behind home plate. Don't miss out on your big opportunity to win $50,000 tonight. Make sure you sign up now before the ball game begins, because when the game begins, registration closes out.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Line bunt up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch, and for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks Northwell Health Southside Hospital pregame show.
Live from Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York, it's time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And tonight the Long Island Ducks take on the Lancaster Barnstormers in the opener of a 3-game series. Well, hello again, everyone. It's Chris King, joined by David Weiss. We thank you so much for tuning in to Ducks baseball tonight around the world on LIDucks.com, and of course right here on our flagship radio station, Long Island's home for news, traffic, weather, and Ducks baseball, 103.9 LI News Radio. And David, right off the top, we got to throw it out there. It's not really the heat, it's the humidity, isn't it?
It is. This is not an Arizona dry heat either. It's a moist heat, however, not nearly as oppressive as it was a few hours ago. Now that the sun is starting to go down, we got a breeze that's blowing out toward right field right now, so the ball could be very lively. And we have a couple of teams here that know how to hit the ball out. In fact, Lancaster's next home run will be number 100. They lead the league in that department. One of their hitters leads the league in round trippers. So this will be a tough task for the Ducks' all-time winningest pitcher, John Brownell, on the mound. And yes, it's steamy. Everybody's going to stay hydrated, expecting a nice crowd tonight. Let's play ball.
Let's do it. All right, the Ducks coming off a 7-4 loss here last night to the Somerset Patriots. They split that 4-game set. The Barnstormers were home to the Blue Crabs. They fell 4-3 in the rubber game and dropped 2 of 3. So two teams trying to get back on track. Of course, the Ducks clinched the first half Liberty Division title. They've got their postseason berth secured. Barnstormers did not, and right now they sit in third in the Freedom Division, 6.5 games back of the first place Sugarland Skeeters. Ducks, despite a slew of injuries, are still in first place in the Liberty Division, David, in the second half as well. With an 18-14 record, they're a game and a half better than the Bluefish, and now 2 full games ahead of the Patriots, who gained no ground here, winning 2 and losing 2 Monday through Thursday.
As you said, no damage done. A split, so a game and a half separating the first place Ducks and the Somerset Patriots and the Bridgeport Bluefish. Bluefish a game and a half back. Somerset now 2 back. And when you take a look at Somerset and the way they began this season with 13 straight wins, losing to the Ducks in the first half and now trying to right the ship in the second half. As for the Ducks, they're still above 500, 4 games up, and as you said, a lot of injuries, but playing with plenty of heart.
Well, lots to talk about with the manager, Kevin Baez. When we return, we'll hear from KB talking about last night's tough loss, his latest acquisition on the mound for Long Island, all the injuries. A couple of big birthdays tonight for the Long Island Ducks. He'll talk about Brownell on the Hill. He'll talk about Lancaster, and yes, he will talk about A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez playing his final game in the Pinstripes in the Bronx tonight. So it's all ahead with the manager of the Long Island Ducks, Kevin Baez, when we return to Central Islip.
Hey fans, this is Kevin Baez, manager of the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Chris King and David Weiss back at hazy, hot and humid Bethpage Ballpark before tonight's tilt between the Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers. Again, the Ducks coming off a 4-game split with the Somerset Patriots here Monday through last night. Monday night, an 8-6 win for Long Island. Tuesday night, the Ducks with a dramatic 6-5 waddle-off victory in 12 innings. But the Patriots took Wednesday's game 7-4. But last night, the Ducks had a 4-3 lead into the top of the 8th, only to watch the Patriots score 4 times and win it by that same 7-4 score once again. Long Island had been 44-1 when leading a game after 6 innings this year, and they were a perfect 28-0 here at home when leading after 6 innings. So first time all year they lost a home game that they led after 6 full innings of play. So with a win last night, they would have taken 3 or 4 in the series. Instead, they had to settle for the split, and that's where I started my conversation with Ducks manager Kevin Baez.
Yeah, anytime you take the first 2, especially the second game, the way we won in dramatic fashion, and they had first and third, nobody out with their top hitters up, and we won that game with limited pitching. So, yesterday could have went either way. I mean, we were up in the 8th inning, and we just didn't close the door. We had some walks, and that'll bite you every time. So the good thing is Blevins, after the first inning, little hiccup, settled down, pitched well. So we're hoping that he's back to Blevins that we're used to seeing.
Okay, well, that was the first time all year you'd actually lost a home game when leading after 6.
Wow.
You were 28-0. I mean, tell me about the back end of that bullpen. It really is a testament to what they've done through mid-August.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just, that's a nice stat right there. And, just it's tough to swallow, but, what are you going to do? The guys who went out there trying just didn't get it done.
Well, since we last talked, there was a big trade. You guys sent Sean Burrows over to Bridgeport to bring back DJ Mitchell. Yeah. I know he's banged up right now, but tell me what you expect to see from him when he's healthy.
Well, right now he's out for a while, but he's a guy that I know has pitched well against us and extremely well. Throws strikes, keeps the ball down. You're not overpowering, but a guy that's been in this league a couple of years and had success. So, it was a trade that, Burrows is one of the fan favorites and a team favorite. So we, just had to make and, expect when Mitchell comes back to big things.
Well, Kevin, 2 of your older players are celebrating birthdays tonight. I want you to talk a little bit about 40-year-old Lou Ford and 39-year-old Phelant Lentini and what they both mean to your team, and they both born on the same day, a year apart.
Wow. But you know what? They don't show that age. No. I know that. I know Lou's been hurt, but, when he plays, you would think he's, 30 years old. And Lentini, God bless him. I mean, he plays every day. He comes with energy and enthusiasm and just a willingness to keep getting better and play the game for the love of it, and it shows. So, happy birthday to them, and hopefully we get a nice W for their birthday.
They expect to see any walkers or crutches or anything from you guys in the dugout, or what?
We might come up with some gimmicks, but it's all in good fun.
All right, you got John Brownell on the hill tonight. Talk about what he's meant, Kevin, obviously through his whole career, but this year, and especially at home where he's undefeated.
Brownell is when we got him, he's a young kid from another league, a different as far as the independent leagues. And he's just been outstanding. I don't know what else to say. He's a big game pitcher. He wants the ball. He enjoys the moment, not afraid of the moment, and he rises to the occasion. So anytime he takes the mound, we feel good about our chances.
What do you see in Lancaster? You've split the first 12 games against them.
Yeah, they got a good team over there. I know they made some moves. Their lineup is getting better. We got Butch over there, so that they're going to have a good team. So they're going to come after us, and we got to be ready.
Well, Kevin, for you and I, the focus tonight is in Central Islip, but we know for a lot of folks it's in the Bronx, where Alex Rodriguez will play his final game as a New York Yankee. Folks know you're an ex-New York Met, but you actually do root for the Yankees. What are your thoughts on A-Rod's final game in pinstripes?
Yeah, I definitely root for the New York teams. Obviously, I played for the Mets, but I rooted for the Yankees as well. A-Rod obviously has his ups and downs. A great career. I know it's going to be questioned a lot, but he's a great player, and to see him go out as a Yankee today, it's going to be a very emotional day.
Do you think he'll get to the Hall of Fame eventually?
Eventually. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
Eventually.
And what about future teams? There's talk today that he could join the Florida Marlins. Do you think that's a possibility for him?
You know what? Again, I can't speak for him. I don't know what's in his heart. I don't know what's in his head. I don't know if he still wants to play. But from what he says, I think he still wants to play. So I just think right now it's probably the end for the New York Yankees, and maybe he'll go home for a little bit, and some team will call him.
All right, thanks, Kevin, for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, King.
Again, that is the manager of the Long Island Ducks, Kevin Baez. And David Weiss, when A-Rod steps to the plate tonight in the Bronx, what do you think the reaction will be?
I think it will be the booing will be drowned out by those giving him a big standing ovation.
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be. I would be booing him, or I'd sit on my hands and do nothing. I think what has been done with A-Rod, just a personal opinion, has been justified by sitting him down, not letting him play third. We forget the bad, we remember the good, but how many of A-Rod's 696 homers are legitimate? Not many, in my mind.
Well, again, the pitching matchup tonight features a former Yankee prospect for the Lancaster Barnstormers, Joey Mayer, the right-hander, in just his third appearance with Lancaster since coming over from the Yankees organization. And as David pointed out, he'll go up against John Brownell tonight for the Ducks, the franchise all-time leader in career victories with 44. We'll take a closer look at that pitching matchup when we return to the Duck Pond.
Hey, fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Chris King and David Weiss back at Bethpage Ballpark before tonight's game between the Long Island Ducks and the Lancaster Barnstormers. Again, opener of a 3-game series, and the Ducks come in at 18-14 in the second half. They are atop the Liberty Division, a game and a half better than the second-place Bridgeport Bluefish, 2 clear of the Somerset Patriots, and 7 better than the expansion New Britain Bees, who are in the cellar right now of the Liberty. As far as these Barnstormers are concerned, they did not win their first-half Freedom Division title. In fact, in the first half, they finished second, 5 games back of their biggest rival, the York Revolution, division. And David, here in the second half, they have struggled. They are 6.5 games back now with the first place Skeeters in the Freedom Division as Lancaster comes in 14-19, so 5 games under 500. And again, just dropped 2 of 3 at home to Southern Maryland. Come here to Long Island, then head to Sugar Land, Texas. But they need to get some traction and get back on track because the second half is very rapidly approaching its midpoint.
As far as the Lancaster Barnstormers are concerned, they mash the ball. They have the league's leading home run hitter in Sean Holton. In fact, we've talked often this season about Pele Lantini having an MVP year, a Player of the Year type season for the Long Island Ducks. But one of those he will have to battle for that title at season's end will be Sean Holton, who equally is up and around the top of every offensive category along with Lantini. But suffice to say, we have 2 of the most dynamic players in the league playing here tonight.
Well, no doubt about it. David pointed out prior that the Barnstormers lead the league with 99 home runs. The Ducks, of course, have the best hitting team average-wise at 279 and the best pitching staff with an ERA of 3.47. So we'll see how it plays out. And, David, anytime John Brownell's on the hill, the Ducks feel like they're going to win. He's 8-4 this year with a 2.83 earned run average. That's the 3rd best ERA in the league. And I mentioned it in the interview with Kevin Baez. He is 6-0 at home this year, so he has not lost a home game all year. He'll go up against the newcomer and right-hander for Lancaster, the former Yankee farmhand, Joey Mayer.
He is a leader by example. He is not the Kurt Schilling type. He's going to use a lot of words to back up what he does on the mound. John Brownell, if you go back to Media Day, which was this past April, remember we were all gathered here, and John Brownell was one of those who sat at the podium answering questions from the media, and the first question was, how do you feel about being the opening day starter? And he says, I really don't have any feelings. I'll take the ball anytime they give it to me. I'm just glad to be in the rotation. This is a guy with an absence of ego, but with incredible talent and leadership skills that you see in the locker room. And again, low maintenance, never presents a problem in terms of dealing with his teammates, his manager, just trying to do the best he can every single time. He's a true professional.
Well, John Brownell leads the Ducks onto the field. That means we'll take one more break. And when we come back, the starting lineup and the first pitch of tonight's ball game between the Flock and the Barnstormers.
Hey fans, this is Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, we're just about set for the national anthem to be performed by Our Lady of Perpetual Help Church Choir. Color guard along the first base line, Our Lady of Fatima, 4th Degree Knights of Columbus. Third base line, Boy Scout Pack 690 from Seaford and the Mastic Shirley Girl Scout Service Unit number 48. Dream Teamers on the field as well. But now, ladies and gentlemen, our Star Spangled Banner.
Of our national anthem.
rendition of the national anthem from the church choir at Our Lady of Perpetual Help. We mentioned the first base color guard, all dressed up, and they've got to be warm in those outfits. Our Lady of Fatima, 4th Degree Knights of Columbus. Third baseline, Boy Scout Pack 690, as we mentioned, and the Girl Scouts from Mastic Shirley. The Dream Teamers, Bethpage Rampage, and the West Islip Little League Mets, along with the Hot Pod Eagles. We're almost ready for the first pitch, and it's time for our starting lineups with Chris King.
Thank you very much, David Weiss. First for the visiting Lancaster Barnstormers, as managed by Butch Hobson. Again, they're 14-19 in the second half. Right now, third in the Freedom Division, 6.5 games back of the first place Sugarland Skeeters. And Caleb Gindel will lead it off in center field. Trayvon Robinson, the left fielder, bats second. K.C. Hobson, the son of the manager, is the first baseman and 3-hitter. And Josh Bell swings cleanup at third base. Sean Halton is the right fielder, batting fifth. Mike McDade, the DH, hitting sixth. In the seventh slot, it's Kevin Aarons, the shortstop. Batting eighth, Charlie Cutler, the catcher. And playing second base and batting ninth, Yusuke Kajimoto. And on the mound, making just his third appearance of the season for the Barnstormers after being released by the Yankees organization, it's 24-year-old right-hander Joey Mayer. No record on the year and a 5.19 earned run average in those two previous starts. For Kevin Baez, Long Island Ducks, 18-14 in the second half, still atop the Liberty Division, a game and a half better than the Bridgeport Bluefish. Phelan Lentini, celebrating his 39th birthday tonight, leads it off in right field. Anthony Vega in center bats second. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, swings third. And Cody Puckett at the hot corner is tonight's cleanup hitter. Ruben Gotay at first base bats fifth. Tyler Colvin, the DH, hits sixth. In the seven hole, Mike Dowd, who will catch. Matt Wessinger plays second base and bats eighth. A newcomer and Long Island native, Chris Skura, in just his second game as a Duck, will play left field and hit ninth. Going through his warm-ups on the hill right now, the 33-year-old right-hander from Omaha, Nebraska, 6'3", 215-pound right-hander John Brownell, who enters with an 8-4 record and an outstanding 2.83 earned run average, third best in the Atlantic League.
And leads the Atlantic League in complete games. Yes, a few of them were 7-inning variety, but so what? In this day and age when complete games are as rare as the dodo bird, 4 complete games for Brownell, 124 innings pitched. He's a workhorse, 120 hits, struck out 111, and has walked just 24.
Yeah,
so
it's unbelievable, David. I mean, the innings pitch leads the league. You talked about a horse, and the strikeouts are second. By the time tonight is over, he will be the league leader in strikeouts. I can guarantee you that.
So it's a question of not cramping up, staying hydrated, and that goes for the fans as well. And how about a pat on the feathers for Quacker Jack? Right after the national anthem, just showing off behind home plate, one-handed push-ups.
Incredible that Quacker Jack can still get that done tonight. And I think you hit the key word, though, David, hydration. Those players just got to pound that water in both dugouts and try to stay as liquefied as they possibly can on this hazy, hot, and humid evening for an opener of a 3-game series.
And each half inning, the players get a break and go back to the dugout.
Yep.
Not true for the umpires.
Yep.
Frank Urilli behind home plate, Warren Nicholson at third, Steve Leonardo at first. They are on the field the entire way.
But they do bring them water between innings, and that's a great job by the Ducks trainer, Dorothy Pitchford, who makes sure they stay hydrated as well.
Of course, they wear dark blue, black outfits, which absorb sunlight. But here we go. John Brownell's first pitch on the way is ripped down the right field line. A base hit off the bat of Caleb Gindel, and that's going all the way to the wall. Gindel, with a lot of speed, will cruise in, standing up. First pitch, stand-up double for Caleb Gindel.
Well, trying to jumpstart these Barnstormers, coming off a 4-3 rubber game loss last night at home in Lancaster to Southern Maryland, and Gindel did just that. We haven't seen too many guys, David, jump on the first pitch like Gindel did there, but figured Brownell would try to throw a fastball strike. That's what he did, and Gindel yanked it into the right field corner for a 2-bagger.
Didn't even have a chance to tell you what Gindel's done this season. 296, 7 homers, 56 RBIs. Brings up Trayvon Robinson. He's playing in his 18th game at 322, a homer, 5 RBIs. I say it's 86 degrees right now. All right, Bob.
The official Suffolk Transportation Services temperature tonight is 84 degrees.
Ooh, lower.
A little lower. Oh, it cooled off to 84.
Yes.
I like that. But it's getting cooler by the moment, so if you're thinking about coming out to the ballpark, there's a seat waiting for you as always here at Bethpage Ballpark. Trayvon Robinson batting from the left side. At the very least, the count at 2-0, he'll be looking to pull something to make it a productive out if he hits it at an infielder to move that runner across. Caleb Gindel with a double down the right field line on the first pitch of the game. So John Brownell in immediate difficulty here. See if he can work his way out of it. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's fastball up high. 3-0 to Trayvon Robinson. So Brownell getting his beak wet here in the top of the first inning. But as we said, we're just getting started.
And he's got that buzz cut going, does Brownell, so the hair won't hold in that heat atop his head tonight.
That's a good idea for all of us. 3-0 pitch on the way to Robinson, and that's right down Carlton Avenue for a strike. 3-1. So it's Gindel, Robinson, Casey Hobson, the son of manager Butch Hobson, waiting on deck. Then Josh Bell to follow, and then in the fifth spot, the dangerous Sean Holton, leading the league in homers. 3-1 the count to Robinson. Pitch on the way is low outside, blocked by catcher Mike Dowd. So that's a base on balls for Trayvon Robinson. Runners now on first and second with nobody out.
And for Brownell, the first 4 hitters we'll see tonight, David, will all bat left-handed. 2 lefties and 2 switch hitters. And he's only got 2 true righties in this lineup. So 2 out of the 9 hitters in Halton and Aarons will face him from the right side. Everybody else, 7 from the left side.
And Casey Hobson, who always bats from the left side, stands in now, stands on top of the plate. And the Ducks looking to turn 2 here to help out their ace, John Brownell, on the mound. He comes set, pitch on the way, big swing by Hobson, but nubs it foul toward his own dugout to the left side. No balls and a strike to Casey Hobson. He's at 306 on the season. 10 homers, has knocked in 33.
They're doing a great job, again, leading the Barnstormers in batting average right now coming in.
And would be among the league leaders, doesn't have the qualifying number of at-bats. Next pitch is blocked by catcher Mike Dowd. Throw down to third base, gets by, and all the way down the left field line. And in to score is Caleb Gindel. Trayvon Robinson to second base, he will hold there. So that error will probably be charged to catcher Mike Dowd. The ball skipped away just a foot or two. It was enough for Gindel with all that speed to streak toward third base, and the throw on a hop to third baseman Cody Puckett, who had it skip under his glove. Error charged to Mike Dowd, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers.
Yeah, if Dowd had an accurate throw, David, he would have gotten Gindel at third. He had plenty of time to nail him.
Next pitch is a ground ball foul down the right field line. So the count, 2 balls and a strike to Casey Hobson.
So as you said, that ball just rolled maybe 3 feet to the right of Mike Dowd, who blocked the pitch. Gindel took off late from second, so Dowd had a chance to gun him out at third, but he one-hopped it in the dirt. It went by Puckett down the left field line, and Gindel popped up, realized they had no chance to get him at home plate. He advances 2 bases, and Trayvon Robinson, who walked, is down at second.
So it goes as a pass ball and an error, producing the run. And Casey Hobson is still at the plate. So the Ducks immediately falling behind here in the top of inning number 1. And the count 2-2 to Hobson. Pitch on the way, smack foul once again. On an off-speed pitch, Hobson well out in front, hit it hard but foul. So the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And as you'd imagine, Butch Hobson talked about having his son play for him when he arrived June the 6th after he was released by the Blue Jays organization. Said it was the thrill of a lifetime. One of 7 children that Butch Hobson has, but the first time that KC has played for his legendary dad.
That's got to be a thrill. Coming set, Brownell. And the 2-2 to Hobson is on the way. Downstairs, blocked by Mike Dowd. And the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, you want to talk about doing Dad proud. He comes in, as I mentioned, David, leading the team in average at 306. So the son of the manager is the team's leading hitter, and I'm sure Dad has a lot to do with that and the baseball career that KC grew up in around major league clubhouses.
Yeah, which included Fenway Park, of course. Count full, pitch to Hobson, ground ball, that's fair. Nice play at first base by Ruben Gotay, and he'll take it himself. That was a bit of a skipping hop. Gotay reaching out, stabbing it, and taking it unassisted to first. 1 down, but crossing over to third base is Trayvon Robinson.
And of course, Gotay normally a second baseman by trade, but with injuries right now to Mark Minikazi, he gets to play first base as Mike Blank, who's also played there, gets the night off. And that was a hot shot, as you called it, David, but he did a good job to get the out. First of the game for Brownell and make sure that the runner over at third, Robinson, didn't have any idea to come home.
So it's Josh Bell at the plate. Wide open stance from the left side against the righty Brownell. And there's an off-speed pitch just missing the outside corner. 1-0 to Bell. He is 5th in hitting in the Atlantic League at 302. In a virtual tie for that 5th spot in batting with our old buddy Bryant Nelson. Like Phelan Lentini, never gets old. And this one is ripped toward the gap by Josh Bell and will fall in, go to the warning track, taken by center fielder Anthony Vega in right center field. Coming in to score easily is Trayvon Robinson. going to walk backwards to home plate. Josh Bell with a long single to right center. And here in the top of the first inning, John Brownell with some difficulty, and it's 2-0 Lancaster.
Yeah, he's only recorded one out, David, in the first 4 batters of the game, so he's given up a walk, a single, a double, and got the one ground ball out on Hobson. We mentioned Brownell, a perfect 6-0 at home this year with a 2.83 ERA on this field. So the Barnstormers knew they had to get to him early, as Brownell tends to get better as the game goes on, and they jump on him for at least a pair here.
And here's the dangerous Sean Holton. Holton batting from the right side. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Holton at 295. 19 homers, leads the league. He has 56 RBI. That is just outside the top 5. But you can find Holton's name among the leaders in many offensive categories. What a season he has had. The right fielder for Lancaster. Wanted to pull the trigger, could not. Good curveball by Brownell, and the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 down, 1 on, 2 already in, top of the first at Bethpage Ballpark.
David, you know Holton would love nothing more than to hit his 20th homer of the year and have it be the 100th for the Barnstormers on the same swing.
They're 1 away from that 100th century mark. Next pitch, good curveball from Brownell. Catches the inside corner, 1-2. So if Lancaster does hit a homer tonight, they would equal the Chappie's home run challenge, but I don't think that counts.
Yeah, no, I think it would have to go to the ground rules on that.
It's the Ducks that need to get to 100, and they've got a ways to go. 1-2 pitch on the way, smack down the left field line. That was an off-speed pitch in on the hands of Holton, and there was no place he could hit it except down to left field in foul territory and into the stand. So the count 1-2. Deshaun Holton with the DH Mike McDade waiting on deck.
Well, David, this is so rare for John Brownell to give up 2 runs already. He has put together 12 straight quality starts. Now, a quality start is defined as 6 or more innings pitched, 3 or less earned runs allowed. He's done that 12 straight outings, and the Barnstormers already have 2 against him here on the board.
Brownell making his 19th start of the season, an ERA of under 3 at 2.83. 1-2 pitch on the way, smacked, long way. Going back is Chris Skura. He's looking up. Good night. Home run number 20, Sean Holton. Home run number 100, Lancaster Barnstormers. It is 4-0 Stormers, top of the first.
And David, that was a no-doubter. It cleared both walls in left field. Not only the home run wall, but the billboard wall, which sits good 15 feet back from that and is raised up, maybe another 15 feet higher than it. So a double waller for Holton, and as you called it, milestone homers for him and his club. It's 4-0 Barnstormers, 5 batters in.
They have been wall bangers from the opening game. Lancaster will try to outslug you. Their team ERA is above 4. The Ducks, more than 3/4 of a run better than that, but here in the top of the first, Lancaster scoring 4 times. Mike McDade at the plate. 1-0 count, and it's a ground ball foul, just wide of the Duck dugout, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. McDade at 268, 12 homers, has knocked in 41. So for Sean Holton, home run 20, RBIs 57 and 58. Next pitch, call strike, outside corner, 1-2 to Mike McDade. And the thinking, of course, for skipper Kevin Baez, John Brownell is our ace. We'll leave him in there and let him straighten this out. And there's a fastball high and tight. Count even at 2-2.
Yeah, again, the league leader in innings pitched is Brownell, second in strikeouts, and again tied for 3rd in wins.
Next pitch is inside. Count now full. And Brownell, despite the fact trailing 4-0, and has had some problems here on the top of the first, still working quickly. But he walks his second man of the inning. Low to Mike McDade. He is aboard. 2 walks now for Brownell, and we're going to get a trip to the mound.
So Marty Jansen, the pitching coach, has to come out here in the top of the first inning to try to settle down his right-hander after he's recorded only 1 out in the first 6 batters he's faced. So he's given up a pair of walks, a single, a double, a homer, and also had that pass ball that added to the run-scoring total when the throw by Mike Dowd, his catcher, went by Cody Puckett at third and down the left field line. So about as shaky an inning as John Brownell has had, and our home plate umpire Frank Urilli indicating that is the first timeout of 3 allowed per game per team on the mound visit by Marty Jansen.
I think you mentioned it, Chris, how rare this is for John Brownell, and that may be the first time this season he's had a visit to the mound in the first inning.
It's true, yeah.
Kevin Aarons, the shortstop for Lancaster, takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Only 1 out registered thus far, and Aarons is the 7th man to come to the plate here in the top of the first. 1 on, 1 out. 4 runs in for Lancaster, and a 1-0 count to Aarons. Next pitch on the way. Looked like it had the outside corner, but Frank Urilli, home plate umpire, says no. And Brownell falls behind 2-0. Coming set, Brownell, and the next pitch on the way is smacked a long way left field. Once again, Chris Scora is going back. He reaches up and can't get it. It's off his mitt and off the King Cullen sign. Streaking to third base is Mike McDade. He'll have to hold there. Into second base, stand-up double, Kevin Aarons. So Aarons smacking it off the top of the mitt of Chris Scora up against the wall. McDade had to hold up to see if Scora could come up with it. Otherwise, he would have scored easily. Runners on second and third now, still only 1 out. And this is not something we have seen from John Brownell this season.
No, and that was surprising that Scura didn't catch that ball too, David. He got to the edge of the warning track, jumped up, and it looked like it may have gone off either the heel or the tip of his glove. It definitely hit his glove. It is scored a double, and now it's second and third and still just 1 out. The Ducks bring the infield in all the way around.
Try to choke off any more problems. And here's a ground ball, second base, taken by Matt Wessinger. Holds the runner at third and flips over to Ruben Gotay at first base. So on 1 pitch, Charlie Cutler is retired. And 2 down now here in the top of the first inning.
So the Ducks drop the defense all the way back to normal depth now as the drawn-in infield worked perfectly on a ground ball to second. But the Barnstormers have batted around in the first inning as Yusuke Kajimoto will be their number 9 man coming to the dish.
Kajimoto batting from the left side. It's a .268, no homers, 6 RBIs. Contact hitter. Scored 8 runs in the 19 games he has played for Lancaster. Holds that bat high. First pitch, fastball inside, portion of the plate for a strike, 0-1. So the man who led off on the first pitch of the game with a double down the right field line, Caleb Gindel, is waiting on deck. But the Ducks don't want any part of Gindel. They'd like to end this top of the first right here. Next pitch, inside. It's a ball and a strike to Yusuke Kajimoto.
Give Gindel credit, David. On a hot and humid evening, he went after the very first pitch and really set the tone for the Barnstormers who have followed.
Made his way all the way around and scored the first of 4 runs in this top of the first. 1-1 pitch, good backdoor breaking ball, catches the outside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes with 2 down. Lancaster with a 4 spot on the board in the top of the first on 4 hits. Been a couple of walks, pass ball, and an error. It has been a hot mess. Kajimoto at the plate, 1-2 pitch. Swung on and barely got a piece. Fouls it straight back to the netting. And count remains 1-2.
And for John Brownell, David, he is approaching 15 minutes right now to get through the top of the first. That is unbelievable in this crazy weather.
The heat and humidity. That's going to add to the fatigue factor, but as we say, Brownell, the words that come to mind, warrior and workhorse. 1-2 pitch on the way. That was kind of an Ichiro type swing, and fouls it to the right side near the Ducks dugout. And the count remains 1-2.
Kajimoto from Tokyo, Japan, 3rd year with the Barnstormers, and with that great bat control a la Ichiro, can bunt, which is why Cody Puckett was playing in on the grass at the beginning of the at-bat in case he tried to squeeze home a run, but very Ichiro-like is Kajimoto.
At the plate, sure, you can see the similarities. Next pitch is inside. And the count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Sun is setting, the lights are on. There's a bit of a breeze now toward left field. So that has switched a bit. Still hot, but not as impressive as it was this afternoon. 2-2 pitch just inside as Kajimoto backs away from the plate, and the count is full at 3-2. 2 runners on, both in scoring position. Mike McDade at third, Kevin Aarons at second. Lancaster's already scored 4. Trying to add to it as Kajimoto fouls it out of play to the left side. And the count remains full.
The unofficial pitch count on John Brownell, David, is 38.
Wow.
Unofficially. And past the 15-minute mark now, actually past 16 minutes on the hill to try to get 3 outs.
And with that pitch count, it has been a laborious top of the first for John. 3-2 pitch on the way is up high with the fastball. So that is the third walk of the first inning given up by John Brownell, and the bases are loaded, and we go back to the top of the order to Caleb Gindle.
And David, he has only done that twice all year, 3 walks in an entire game, and hasn't done it since late May. So these are rarities for Brownell, who's only given up 4 runs in a game twice all year. And here he's already given up 4 runs and 3 walks, stuff he hasn't done in months in an entire game, let alone the first inning.
If you go back between 15 and 20 minutes ago, Caleb Gindle hit the first pitch thrown to him by John Brownell down the right field line for a leadoff double. The start of a very tough first inning for Brownell and the Ducks as John misses up high with the fastball, 1-0. The bases are loaded with 2 down and 4 runs already in. Next pitch from Brownell is hit in the air, playable, and this should do it. Coming in is Chris Skura, left fielder, has time and makes the catch. And mercifully, the top of the first is over. However, in the top of inning number 1 for the Lancaster Barnstormers, 4 runs, 4 hits. There was an error, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the first here at Bethpage Ballpark. The score, Lancaster 4, the Ducks coming up.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and bench coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. Well, Duck fans, don't forget the Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union serving members since 1916.
So we go to the bottom of inning number 1. Lancaster with a 4 spot in the top of this frame with 4 hits, 3 walks given up by John Brownell, a pass ball and an error. The good news, the Ducks have 27 outs at least with which to work.
And again, a young right-hander in just his 3rd game with the Barnstormers, who's given up 10 runs total in his first 2 outings.
That's Joey Mayer on the mound, and Phelan Lentini looked like he wanted to bunt, then yanks the bat away. It did catch the corner. 0-1 to Phelan with an outstanding season in the works. He is near the top of every offensive category. We'll give you some of those categories in a moment. There's a ground ball, left side. It is a fair ball taken by the third baseman, Josh Bell. The throw across can't be handled by Casey Hobson at first base. And Phelan Lentini is aboard.
39th birthday, so happy birthday, Phelan Lentini. He leads it off with a single. Ducks need base runners. He gets aboard right away. And the third baseman, Josh Bell, might have been arguing a little bit there, David, that it was a foul ball.
Yeah.
But Butch Hobson, a quick discussion with home plate umpire Frank Urilli, and nothing more comes of that. So on his 39th birthday, Phelan Lentini is aboard, and Lou Ford, who of course is injured, has the same birthday. They are both August 12th babies. Lou's 40, though, the big 4-0 in the home dugout on the first base side tonight.
So Lou can actually babysit for Phelan
yes,
when you think about it.
That's right.
Phelan Lentini aboard on the error charge to third baseman Josh Bell. On the throw to first base, Anthony Vega at the plate. He's looking to bunt. Yanks it away, but it's a strike. 0-1. Lentini, by the way, in retrospect, we'll give you his numbers. .324. He is leading the league in hitting. 7 homers, 53 RBIs, 34 steals. Has only been caught stealing 4 times, so he's a threat right here to steal, even with the Ducks down by 4. Vega at the plate. 0-1 the count, slightly open stance from the left side, hits it a mile high infield. Yusuke Kajimoto, the second baseman, calling everybody off, waiting for it to come down. It finally does. 1 down.
It was a major league pop-up, David. You don't see too many of those here at Bethpage Ballpark, but Vega got well under it, just trying to drive it and get Lentini around the bases.
And here comes Dan Lyons with all the injuries, and Dan, of course, who has hit everywhere in the order in his Long Island Ducks career, hitting third in the order now. Shortstop for the Ducks. And Danny having another terrific season at .293. Just outside of the top 10 in hitting. He has 7 homers, 40 RBIs. And plays the steadiest shortstop you'll ever want to see. Lentini takes his lead. Good one toward the cutout. Off first base and has to dive back on the pickoff attempt from Joey Mayer to K.C. Hobson.
Well, Joey Mayer, a 24-year-old right-hander out of Bedford, New Hampshire. Again, just joined the Barnstormers July the 31st, and tonight his third start since being released by the Yankees organization.
Next pitch to Lyons, or the first pitch we should say, is up high. 1 ball and no strikes to Dan.
He's intimidating too, David. 6'5", 200 pounds. He looks a little heftier than that and works from that first base side of the rubber, does Joey Mayer.
And good pop on that fastball. 1-0 the count. Takes a long look in, trying to vary his time toward home plate. Obviously distracted by Fela Lentini and what Lentini has done on the base paths.
Every pitcher and catcher in the league is distracted when number 23 is on first base, as Lentini is right now.
39 years old today. You could chop 10 years off that, considering what he looks like on the base paths and how he plays. And he dives back again with another throw from Joey Mayer. You heard Kevin Baez, skipper of the Ducks, in our pregame show. Chris talked to him, and you could hear him just his jaw dropping and talking about Lentini, trying to figure out how he's doing this at age 39.
I agree with you, David. He's like a 29-year-old, absolutely.
1-0 count. Mayer will come to the plate this time, and it's up high. 2 balls and no strikes. And this is what Lentini does. He will throw the pitcher out of whack as he gets everyone to worry about him.
Speed can slow down a game, that's for sure.
That's absolutely true. And the Ducks will take it 1 run at a time here with a long way to go. Bottom of the first and trailing 4-0. 2-0 pitch on the way is downstairs. Now 3-0 to Dan Lyons, and this is how you build a mini rally.
Again, John Brownell did throw 41 pitches in that top of the first and give up the 4 runs on 4 hits.
Coming to set Mayer. And the 3-0 as Lentini takes off. He's down to second base, and he steals it easily. And then he came off the bag and is called out. Lentini had the bag stolen, but the tag applied by the second baseman, Yusuke Kajimoto, and he kept the glove on. I don't see any argument here.
Yeah, Kevin Baez said, please talk to your other umpires. That's
Right.
when he went over and talked to Warren Nicholson and said, talk to your other umpires. Now Butch Hobson is arguing, and I'm not sure if the umpires have ruled that Lentini was safe. As you said, David, he overslid the bag. He was safe originally, but even with the headfirst slide, he still went completely by the bag, and that's when Kajimoto tagged him.
You're
so
right.
I think they've now ruled him safe, and boy, now Butch Hobson is really going to go at it with Warren Nicholson here.
Warren Nicholson, third base umpire, who was shaded over toward the bag.
Now, you know what it is, David? It actually was ball 4. So it pushes him to second base.
Oh, there you go.
And now I think what the Ducks were arguing, Kevin Baez was saying, look, it's ball 4. It's not a stolen base attempt at that point, but yet he still was a live runner and was tagged out. And now Butch Hobson has reminded the umpiring crew of that. And Lentini, who was standing on second, has now gone to the dugout. So it does go down as a walk to Dan Lyons, but he was a live runner in that situation, past second base, who was tagged, and he is out.
So a wild play at second base. We have 2 down now. Dan Lyons is at first base with the first walk issued to the Ducks, which, by the way, is a Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Duck batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. Cody Puckett is at the plate with 2 down, 1 on. And Cody watches a fastball, missed the outside corner. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So how do you score them?
Yeah, I got to think about that, David. It might actually be picked off second base because it not a caught stealing. It's not a stealing attempt once it's ball 4.
That's right. Might go down as a pickoff. Puckett at the plate, takes a strike, inside corner fastball, 2 balls and a strike. So again, Lentini was off with the pitch And it's true, we all lost track of the count
Yes.
here, forgetting that Dan Lyons had actually issued a walk.
Yeah.
But once he slid past the bag, and he was a live runner, he was tagged out, and it goes down as an out. 2-1 the count to Puckett at the plate. Lyons at first, and pitch misses outside. 3-1 to Cody. On the season, Cody Puckett. So 278, 8 homers, has knocked in 56 and scored 51 runs, playing in his 92nd game of the season. Has played a great third base, as he has each year. And Puckett, with the runner going, puts it in the air, mile high, third base, foul territory. Josh Bell makes the catch, and that will do it. So an eventful bottom of the first, but the Ducks do not score. No runs, no hits, a walk, an error, one left at the end of one here at Bethpage Ballpark. So much has already happened, and we have a lot more coming. Lancaster 4, Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
The Ducks Health Report is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. 5 Long Island Ducks still on the shelf, including Lou Ford celebrating Big 4-0 tonight, his 40th birthday. He's got that hamstring injury. DJ Mitchell, an oblique strain. Dustin Richardson, a lat strain. Scott Schumann has an oblique strain. And Mark Minikazi still out with that ankle injury. So again, we go to the top of the second. Barnstormers with a 4-0 lead over the Long Island Ducks. And David, let's see if John Brownell can right himself here in inning number 2 of work.
It's Trayvon Robinson to lead off against Brownell, and he's swinging at the first pitch, and it is a weakly hit grounder to the first baseman, Ruben Gotay, who takes it himself at the bag. 1 pitch, 1 down, and that's more like it for Brownell.
Yeah, again, 41 pitches to get through the first inning. Second inning, 1 pitch, 1 out, so he will take that, the perfect start for Brownie.
Considering how many pitches he threw in that first inning, he needs to be economical from this point forward. But if we know John Brownell, you will have to drag him off the field, whatever happens. And now we've got Casey Hobson at the plate. And Hobson looking at a severe shift. And you don't see this often in the Atlantic League. As the pitch is outside, 1-0.
I was just noticing that, David. Cody Puckett, the third baseman, ran all the way to the right side of second base. So they got 3 right side infielders, only Lyons on the left.
And there's a base hit, right field, beating the shift, splitting Cody Puckett and Matt Wessinger. Puckett again on the first base side of second, to the right of second base. Wessinger almost in short right field, and Hobson found a hole anyway.
Unbelievable. He just hit it so hard that there was no chance for either Wessinger, the normal second baseman, who was way over toward the first base line, or Puckett, the third baseman, who was, again, on the first base side of second. So he beat the shift because he pounded the ball so hard, and Casey Hobson has his first hit tonight.
So Josh Bell at the plate. He had a single to right center field his first time up to drive in the second run for Lancaster in a 4-run top of the first. He swings and misses, 0-1 to Josh Bell, who now has 66 RBIs on the season. And that is second only to Joel Guzman of the York Revolution in the Atlantic League. Open stance for Bell, batting from the left side against the righty Brownell. Next pitch, backdoor breaking ball. Misses the backdoor, stays in the backyard. It's 1-1.
Very nice. By the way, Phelan Lentini was given a base hit going back to open the game, David, so they changed it from an error to a hit, a birthday hit for Lentini.
but not a gift. I think he deserved the hit.
Yep, I agree with you.
1-1 pitch. This ground ball could be 2. Second baseman Wessinger over to Dan Lyons for 1. Back to first. Low throw. Dug out by Gotai. Twin killing double play. 4, 6, 3. A pitcher's best friend, and just what John Brownell needed here in the top of the second. So no runs ahead with a double play, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second at Bethpage Ballpark. Lancaster 4, Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Hey PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free, it takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.psegliny.com/savemoney.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, Duck fans, there's no better time than right now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Now, children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. Sign up today by visiting liducks.com or calling 631-940-3825. That's 940-DUCK.
All right, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for a new feature on our broadcast, Ask the Kinger. I got a text from Tom Strajewski, good friend, longtime Long Island Duck fan who always brings us the Ducks record on fireworks night, going back to the year 2000. But he wants to know, as we ask the Kinger, why Phelan Lentini switched numbers.
Yes, we can get into that. Let's get into the at-bat here, and let me scratch my head here because I know it had something to do with jersey size, and then he moved it around a little bit. So let me get into this in a second, Dave. You take the play-by-play here.
All right, it's Ruben Gotai at the plate, and he takes it in for a strike. 0-1 to Gotai, his first at-bat of the game here at the bottom of the second. It is 4-0 Lancaster. Joey Mayer on the mound for Lancaster, working quickly, and there's a big cut from Gotai, and a miss, 0-2.
Again, I know he had been 22 most of the year.
Right.
Changed it to 23 it was the last homestand because I worked the game that night, and Michael Pollack, our partner, said it was because 23 fit him better. It was just a little larger jersey size. But he did that for one night, went back to 22 again the very next night, and now has returned to 23. So, again, I think it might just be based, David, on jersey size. And, again, the Ducks are wearing their alternate third tops, if you will, tonight, the orange tops. So I think it has more to do with the size of the uniform than any superstition on a particular number for Phelan.
1-2 pitch, ripped by Gotai, and that is going to fall in front of right fielder Sean Holton. Second hit of the game for the Long Island Ducks. A hard smash single to right by Gotai, who is aboard. I knew that if anyone could figure out why Lentini switched numbers, it would be the Kinger.
Well, you know what, David? Again, so many players are so superstitious,
right.
And he's having the most remarkable season you could ever have at his age. I'm sure folks are wondering why in the world would you change off that 22 the year he had. But you know what? It's about being comfortable, and if that jersey makes him feel more comfortable, then he doesn't really care about the number. It's more about being able to do what he wants to do.
All right, Tyler Colvin, the DH for the Ducks tonight, at the plate with one on, nobody out. Leadoff man aboard, that's Ruben Gotai. Gotai, by the way, came into the game at 299. He's now at 300 plus with 6 homers, 42 RBIs, but has not attempted a steal this season. Colvin 0-1 the count. Colvin at 197, 3 homers, 21 RBIs. Open stance from the left side against the righty Mayer, and is a ground ball foul, right side. So the count now 0-2 to Tyler Colvin. It's Mike Dowd on deck, numbers 5, 6, and 7, at the very least facing Joey Mayer here in the bottom of the second. The Ducks in comeback mode, trying to climb out of a 4-0 deficit, a 4 spot in the top of the first, in a wild top of the first inning for Lancaster. 0-2 pitch to Colvin, just missing the outside corner, 1-2.
All right, Michael Pollock now tells me the only reason he went back to 22 last homestand was it was patriotic jersey night that night.
Okay.
So he had to wear the 22. That was the one they were going to auction off. Then the very next night, right back to 23.
So he prefers 23 at this point.
He does, yes.
1-2 pitch on the way, well inside, almost hit Tyler. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, how about 22 and a half? We just cut it down the middle and put the half in there and split the difference. What do you say?
I say he should get number 39 and then keep
Yes.
going up with every single year he celebrates a birthday. 39 years old today. Gotay takes his lead off first. It's a short lead. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fouls it back to the netting. And the count remains 2-2 to Tyler Colvin. Ducks trailing 4-zip. Bottom of the second. Good crowd on hand here at Bethpage Ballpark. It's certainly going to be a beach weekend, but we've got baseball for you here. So hit the beach during the day and come on out to the ballpark in the evening.
Yeah, 6:35 tomorrow with fireworks by Grucci following the game, and then 5:05 Sunday to wrap up the homestand.
Perfect capper to a summer afternoon. 2-2 pitch on the way. Colvin hits it fairly deep. Left field. Trayvon Robinson going back. Warning track at the wall makes the catch. Boy, Colvin got all of that one going the other way. Retreating to first base is Ruben Gotay. Colvin hits a long, loud out down the left field line.
Yeah, it took it deep, as David said. Oppo, as Kevin Byers like to say, opposite field. And a nice job by Robinson, though, David. I like the way he caught the ball. When he got to the warning track, he stuck out his throwing arm, his right arm, to feel for the wall. So he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to crash into the wall, and he used that right arm to let himself know when he was at the wall. He just was in front of it before he made the catch with his left hand, which has the glove on it.
Yeah, it's the proper way to do it. Taking your eye off the ball, you might not be able to refocus on where the ball is. So nice play by Robinson down the left field line. Mike Dowd, catcher for the Long Island Ducks. And the first pitch, ground ball, worm burner to third. Josh Bell over to second for one, back to first, and there is a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. So in the inning for the Long Island Ducks, leadoff single, erased by a double play. Nobody left at the end of 2 at Bethpage Ballpark. Score still, Barnstormers 4, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is Kevin Byers, manager of the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Ducks trail at 4-zip as we head to the third in Central Islip. Last night, a busy night in the Atlantic League. 5 games on the schedule, and David, can you believe it? All 5 road teams won last night. Somerset won 7-4 here. Southern Maryland won 4-3 in Lancaster. New Britain won 2-1 in York. And over in Bridgeport, they played a doubleheader, but the Skeeters won both games from the Bluefish 4-2 and 1-0. So to me, that has to be a rarity. Normally, you only have 4 games a night in the Atlantic League anyway. But 5 games with a doubleheader in Bridgeport, and all 5 won by the visitors.
For Lancaster, the dangerous Sean Holton, who already showed us what he can do with a long home run to left. A 2-run jack, his 20th of the season, and the 100th for the Barnstormers back in the first inning. He's at the plate now, 1 ball and no strikes. John Brownell has made quick work of Lancaster in the second inning. This is the top of the third. So far it's been the tale of 2 innings for John. A rough first, a very quick second, helped out by a double play. The count 1-1 to Holton, who now has 20 homers and 58 RBIs on the season. What a season. 1-2 pitch. Big breaking ball. Looked like it had the plate, but apparently downstairs. 2 balls and a strike to Sean.
How about this, David, for night and day? Brownell threw 41 pitches in the first inning, 6 pitches in the second.
That is the tale of 2 innings. And there's a strike outside corner. Halton tried to halt his swing. Not sure if he went around, but it did catch the corner regardless. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Halton, Mike McDade, Kevin Aarons face John Brownell here in the top of the 3rd at Bethpage Ballpark. Brownell kicks and deals. The 2-2 to Halton is ripped. Left center field. Racing over is Anthony Vega. He can't get it. Takes it on a couple of hops. Big turn by Halton. He will stop at first base. There is no Halton tonight, at least so far. 2 for 2, a long single to left center.
And then he had a huge game Wednesday at home against Southern Maryland. He had 2 homers and 4 RBIs in that game. So he's had 3 homers in his last 3 games. And tonight he is a perfect 2 for 2.
So this will bring up Mike McDade, who walked his first time up in the top of the 1st. Uncharacteristic of Brownell, issuing 3 free passes in the top of the 1st as Brownell catches the inside portion of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Halton, among the many things he can do, he can steal. He's 5 for 5. Doesn't try it often, but he has speed. 0-1 pitch on the way. There's a ground ball, could be 2. Wessinger flips it over to Lyons for 1. Over to first, an easy 4-6-3 double play. And 2 down.
Unbelievable. So the Barnstormers have wrapped into 2 double plays in the last 2 innings. Ducks did the same in their half of the second. So, as David called it earlier, the pitcher's best friend showing up a lot here tonight.
Kevin Aarons.
So that brings up Kevin Aarons, who doubled to left center field. His first time up, it hit the top of the glove of left fielder Chris Scora. And there's a big overhead breaking ball from Brownell that misses. 1 ball and no strikes. So John Brownell beginning to settle in here after a rocky top of the 1st. But giving his team a chance. With plenty of innings to go. It's 2 balls and no strikes now to Aarons. Aarons with 9 homers and 52 RBI on the season. Came into the game at 271. Righty-righty matchup here. And the 2-0. There's a check swing. It did tip the bat of Aarons and tip in and out of the glove of Mike Dowd. So it's 2 balls and a strike to Aarons.
Elsewhere in the Atlantic League tonight, Bluefish a 3-0 lead over the Revs in York, top of the 3rd there. Skeeters in New Britain lead the Bees 1-0, bottom of the 4th. And Somerset and Southern Maryland in New Jersey still pregame there.
Next pitch is hit in the air, right side. Ruben Gotay, foul territory. Makes the catch just in foul territory, and that will do it. So a leadoff single erased by a double play, nothing else across, and no one left. At the end of 2.5, we go to the bottom of the 3rd at Bethpage Ballpark. Score remains Barnstormers 4, Ducks nothing.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Delta Clear Jr. You're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by ClearVision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Well, hey, Duck fans, the final out of the top of the third inning was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Now, did you know that a 15-minute call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. And, David, I've got to let the folks know this Newsday update I just got. Newsday Sports update on my phone from what's going on in the Bronx tonight. Obviously, a big story there as Alex Rodriguez plays his final game in pinstripes. They had a big pregame ceremony planned, and this, again, is straight from Newsday Sports. Quote, in a metaphor for the ages, the skies opened over the Bronx as Alex Rodriguez was honored by the Yankees, unquote.
Well, I certainly hope that means the rain is not headed our way.
Yes.
Alex, he can have it.
Yes, he can keep it, right?
Yeah, we don't want any part of that. But, yes, that is a metaphor for the ages. Matt Wessinger at the plate for the Long Island Ducks. His first at-bat of the game here in the bottom of the third. Wessinger, second baseman for the Ducks, and eighth in the order, facing Joey Mayer. It is 4-0 Lancaster Barnstormers, bottom of the third. Wessinger takes inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wessinger at 194, a homer, 18 RBIs. Has played well in the infield and has been involved in a couple of double plays here tonight as he swings, nubs 1 foul at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes to Wessinger.
And by the way, A-Rod will not get his wish to play third base. Joe Girardi nixed that. Right now, David, he is scheduled to DH and bat third. He actually hit cleanup last night at Fenway.
He lobbied hard to try to play third base tonight, but was not to be. Joe said no. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wessinger.
Yeah, I think, David, he said no to starting him there. I believe there's the possibility he could switch him around, but once he started him as DH, I think he may stay there for the rest of the night.
2-2 to Wessinger is on the way. Hits it in the air, infield. Kevin Aarons, the shortstop, now on the outfield grass barely and makes the catch. 1 down.
So, of course, we'll keep you updated on that in the Bronx as the Yankees and Rays playing what is scheduled to be A-Rod's final game as a Yankee. But all these reports now that the Marlins are interested in bringing him over as a first baseman as they're banged up at that position. So could he possibly be going to a National League team that does play, though, David, in his hometown of Miami?
I would not be surprised, nor would anybody.
Especially, 6 homers from 700, right?
Actually, 4.
4, I'm sorry, right. 696, you're right. Yep.
Long Island to Chris Scora, playing in his second game as a Long Island Duck, hits the first pitch, grounds out to third base, and 2 down.
Yeah, 696. David is correct, is where he is at. That's why I got the 6s in my head, but he's only 4 away.
Although I would say, let's see, legitimately has at least 25, 30.
In him?
Yeah, no, I'd say 25 or 30 hit legitimately. I think
legitimate home runs out of the 690.
Yeah, I think 660 were hit juiced up. All right, back to Phelan Lantini and the matter at hand. Phelan, the birthday boy, 39 years old today. Infield single in the first inning. Came into the game leading hitter in the Atlantic League at .324. Among the many amazing things about Phelan Lantini, if you look at his minor league statistics, he cracked the 500 stolen base mark earlier this season. 500 plus steals.
Independent baseball's all-time leader.
Right. Yep. 0-1 pitch, ground ball hard. Down the left side. Even Kevin Baez let that one skip by. He wasn't going to risk a broken fingernail on that, baby. But Lantini even hits the fouls hard. It's 0-2.
And by the way, David, I do think he prefers 39 years young as opposed to 39 years old, okay?
I think that is something he deserves because that's how he performs on the field. The 0-2 pitch went after it, went fishing on a curveball that landed outside the plate. So Lantini is down on strikes, and I believe that's the first strikeout from either pitcher tonight.
Yep.
It is the first K up on the board. So Lantini goes down, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3. The Ducks are done in the third. We have finished 3 at Bethpage Ballpark. Score remains Lancaster 4, Long Island nothing.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Chris King. We go to the top of the fourth. Lancaster with a 4-0 lead on the Long Island Ducks. We've got fourth inning trivia coming up, but first, back to the action on the field, and here's Chris.
Well, thank you very much, David. Again, the Ducks trail at 4-0 as we start inning number 4. John Brownell to Charlie Cutler, and that pitch right down the middle for strike one. For the Stormers, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Ducks, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. And if you're joining us late, Lancaster scored all 4 runs in the opening inning when they send 10 men to the plate, 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, an error, and a pass ball, as John Brownell needed 17 minutes to get through the top of the first. Here he drops a pitch in high, and it's 1-1 on Charlie Cutler. Cutler, a ground out to second back in the opening inning. His only other at-bat, and the 1-1 is pulled on the ground wide of first. And the count 1-2 now on the catcher and 8-hitter for Butch Hobson's Stormers tonight.
Well, the Ducks have used up a third of their allotted outs thus far and trying to come back from an early 4-0 deficit, trailing by 4 before they even took their first turn at bat. But as we mentioned, still a long way to go. And it has gotten just slightly more comfortable as the evening has gone along because the sun has thankfully gone down.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I agree with you. And just wish a little bit more of a breeze would kick up as we check out the flags down the right field line.
No, they're limp.
Yep, barely moving. 1-2 here is low and away. So 2-2 now to Charlie Cutler as John Brownell has got some help each of the last 2 innings on double play ground outs from Josh Bell and Mike McDade to help him along. So he's been very efficient the last 2 after throwing 41 pitches to get through the first inning. He needed only 6 to get through the second and probably around 6 or 7 to get through the third as well. So 2-2 now as he tries to get the leadoff man here, Cutler, followed by Kajimoto and Gindel in the visitors' fourth. Just misses low as it had the plate, and the count now full. And Brownell with those 3 first-inning walks. He has not walked more than 3 players in a single game all year. So we'll have a payoff pitch coming here to Cutler. Kicks and delivers. And that hit on the ground. 1 hop to second off the glove of Wessinger, and then it rolls into center field. It was a hot shot. We'll see how it's scored. I think that is going to be an error, though, on Matt Wessinger, David. It was hit pretty much right at him.
It was. He tried to short hop it, and it does go down as an E4 against Wessinger, who's been involved in a couple of double plays and has played a very solid second base. All right, 4th inning trivia. We're testing your knowledge on the Long Island Ducks and baseball in general. 2 former Long Island Ducks played with A-Rod during his career that dates back to the 1990s. Who are those 2 Long Island Ducks? One of them did it in 2012, the other in 2015, just last year.
Again, they played with him as a Yankee, so A-Rod's Yankee career is ending tonight as Kajimoto bounces a big Baltimore chop to second. Wessinger gloves it, and then a backhand shovel to first just in time to get him. So Matt Wessinger makes up for the error with a spectacular play there as they roll the ESPN music in the background.
Just how many ways was that difficult? First, the short hop on a crazy chopper to second base, and then he had to flip it very quickly to go tie at first, and they just nipped Kajimoto, who can streak down the line to first base. A great play by Wessinger.
So 4-3 ground out, Cutler to second, 1 away, and back to the top of the order for Caleb Gindel, who at the first pitch of the game for a double down the right field line, and then batted again in the opening inning as the 10th and final man to hit, and he flew out to left to end the frame. Here he's backdoored on some hard-breaking stuff by Brownell, and it's strike 1 to Gindel. Man at second, 1 away. Barnstormers trying to add to a 4-0 lead in the 4th. Swing and a miss, good fastball at the belt by Brownie, and it's 0-2.
I'm glad you clarified that we're talking about Long Island Ducks have played with A-Rod as a Yankee. I mentioned A-Rod goes back to the mid-1990s. Only Chris McCoy would qualify going back to the mid-1990s.
That is right. That's a great point, David. And Chris McCoy going to start tomorrow night. Second game of the year. First start, 44 years old.
Oh, you got to love this.
So, you got 39-year-old Lentini, 40-year-old Lou Ford. They're kids compared to Chris McCoy, our old buddy who goes back to year one of Ducks baseball. He's an original Duck from 2000.
And it makes Chris and I feel a whole lot younger as well.
That's right. I can't wait to watch Chris pitch tomorrow night. 1-2 here is inside. 2-2 now to Caleb Gindel.
The fact that he's a local guy obviously makes it even more intriguing, but we've seen McCoy come back so many times to the Ducks.
Yep.
When you need somebody, who are you going to call? Chris.
Yeah, not Ghostbusters. Chris McCoy. That's
right.
who you're going to call. 8th season with the Ducks now for McCoy. The 2-2 is up and away, and he got the win here, David, Tuesday night. He was the final pitcher in the 12-inning victory over the Somerset Patriots. So that was his first appearance of the year for the Ducks. He gets the W out of the pen, and now we'll get a start tomorrow.
And deserves it.
Yeah, rubber arm. There he goes. The 3-2. Ripped on the ground. One hop to first. Go Ty with a great pick. He'll take it to the bag himself. And a pair of web gems by the right side of the infield. There are 2 away.
Again, Go Ty, normally a second baseman, but because of injury, pressed into service at first. And what a play. Teixeira, Keith Hernandez. Nobody could have done it better on that play than Ruben Gotay. Beautifully done.
So Wessinger and Gotay with back-to-back gems on the play. Charlie Cutler does move to third. He's there with 2 away for Trayvon Robinson, the center fielder who's walked and scored and grounded out to first. So switch hitter batting left against the righty Brownell is Robinson, who's really turned his season around after coming over from the Somerset Patriots. He takes low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Robinson hit .235 in 64 games with Somerset. He's now batted .322 in 17 games as a Barnstormer, so he's raised that average almost 100 points. Here up high is the Brownell pitch, and it's 2-0 to Robinson. Cody Puckett right on the edge of the grass at third, now backs up a little bit, almost even with the bag in case Robinson had a mind to try to squeeze home a run and use his speed to get aboard. He'll see a 2-0, and he lets that one go low and in for ball 3.
Brownell certainly not as sharp as we've seen him, but a whole lot better than he was in the top of the first. But John will tell you, as long as many other pitchers too, sometimes you just got to grind it out, battle it out, even if you don't have your best stuff.
Absolutely, David. Grind it out is the ultimate word tonight, I think, for Brownell, as here he gets a strike. And I think a sign that he's not his normal self tonight, you touched on it last inning, though. We had a first strikeout of the game from Mayer, and that means Brownell does not have a single strikeout. Again, he entered second in the league in strikeouts with 111 and only 3 off the league lead. 3-1 is popped up foul out of play, third base side, and the count runs full. So when Brownell's on his game, he is, again, the all-time franchise leader in games, in wins, in strikeouts as well. And he doesn't have one tonight. We're in the visitors' fourth.
And a nearly 5-to-1 strikeout-to-walk ratio. And again, with those 3 first-inning walks, showed you how much of a struggle it was in that top of the first.
So again, here a 2-out payoff coming to Robinson. Puts it in the air, but foul back behind home plate, and we'll do it again. So again, Barnstormers trying to manufacture a run here. Charlie Cutler hit a hot shot to second. That was bobbled by Wessinger and charged an error. He went to second on the ground out to Wessinger, to third on the ground out to Gotay, and now they're trying to get him home. So trying to get a run. All the Barnstormers here lead it 4-0 in the top of the fourth.
These hot shots in this inning has resembled a pinball game in the infield.
Here's the payoff. And that one weakly hit foul. Was it off his foot? Maybe. And then off the railing in front of the Ducks dugout, first base side. So good battle here by Robinson, trying to keep himself in the inning alive. Robinson played for the Seattle Mariners back in 2011 and 2012. Checks down at third. And then stares out with a slightly open stance from the left at Brownell. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So there it is. First strikeout of the night for Brownell. And he gets Robinson. And that'll do it for Lancaster in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 man left. Still 4-0 Barnstormers as we go to the home fourth in Central Islip.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up. It's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss and Kinger. It's 4-0 Lancaster going to the bottom of the fourth inning. We have some unfinished business here. Our fourth inning trivia, testing your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks and baseball in general. It's A-Rod night and the Bronx playing his final game, although the skies opened up and it poured just as he was about to start the ceremony pre-game. Name 2 Long Island Ducks who played with A-Rod as New York Yankees. Name those 2 guys. Got it, Chris.
2 guys on the team right now. DJ Mitchell, who is injured, just came over in that trade for Sean Burrows from the Bluefish. Played 4 games with A-Rod and the Yankees in 2012. And then Danny Barawa, David. He only played 1 game with A-Rod, but it was last season. So 1 game for Barawa alongside A-Rod as a Yankee, and 4 by DJ Mitchell, the 2 current Duck pitchers, teammates of Alex Rodriguez.
Well, they should have some stories to tell if they ever cross paths with him.
Yes, that's right. I once played with A-Rod. They can say it. And for Barawa, again, it was a single game. Here a slow roller down the third base line by Vega. No chance for the pitcher, Joey Mayer, to get him with his speed. So David, basically a swinging bunt for Anthony Vega, and the leadoff man aboard for Long Island here to start the home fourth, down 4.
You couldn't have bunted that any better. It had some spin on it and then came to a stop on the grass. So perfectly placed by Vega with his speed. No chance.
Again, only 3 hits tonight for the Ducks. Only 1 of them has left the infield. Has infield singles now for Lentini and Vega. And Ruben Gotay has singled a right center back in the second. The only hit to leave the infield. So the Ducks trailing 4-0 in the home fourth. Get the speedy Vega aboard. And here's Dan Lyons, the shortstop, who walked back in the opening inning. Joey Mayer, the big right-hander from the first base side of the rubber, delivers. And it's strike 1 now to Lyons. So again, that was that situation in the first where Lentini was at first base. Lyons took ball 4. Lentini was running on the pitch. They threw down, and on the overslide by Lentini, he was tagged out by Kajimoto, even though it was ball 4 to Lyons and technically a walk to Dan. But again, once he went past the base, he was a live runner. So it went down as a walk for Lyons. Lentini took second on the walk, but then was taken off the base. 2-4 went the putout, catcher to second baseman.
Something very few of us, if any, have ever seen before.
I don't know that I have. It's a great point. Dave Collins, the legendary broadcaster for the Barnstormers, who's worked so many minor league games in so many different leagues. Did he say, David, he'd never seen it when he came in?
No, he said he'd never seen it.
Never seen it. Incredible, right?
He could always come to the ballpark and see something no one has ever seen before.
Unbelievable. So again, Lentini on a walk, trying to steal second, overslid and was thrown out by the catcher on the other side of second, again the third base side. 1-1 here, took something off it, and Lyons waves through the changeup. It's 1-2.
What made it confusing is that all of us assume if it's a walk that he can just go down to second base, and even if he stepped off the base, he wouldn't be a live runner.
Yep.
But he is, whether he ran or even walked down there.
Yep, again, he was on the other side of second, on that third base side, on the overslide, which is hard to do when you're sliding head first. Lentini has a head first slide, and still no part of his body was in contact with the bag. 1-2 to Lyons here is up and away. 2-2 now to Dan. So again, the Ducks, can they get it going here against this 24-year-old for Lancaster, who again was the Yankees' 38th round pick back in the 2011 draft. Spent 5 years in their organization, never getting above high A. 2-2 here, some heat at the belt, and Lyons cut through it. Strikeout number 2 for Mayer in the first out here in the home 4th.
We'll see if Kevin Baez wants to put Vega in motion at any point. Cody Puckett will be at the plate. Vega is third on the Ducks in steals with 16. Third to Lentini with 34. And Delta Cleary Jr. with 21. But Vega has been caught stealing 6 times. However, runs the bases extremely well. But trailing by 4, would you put him in motion?
I don't know. Interesting call. Again, the Ducks have not had a man even to second base in this game against Joey Mayer. I guess technically Lentini was there and then overslid it when immediately was not there. So here's Cody Puckett as he stands in. 1-on-1 out, Ducks down 4 in the 4th. Joey Mayer held the set too long for Cody Puckett, who called time. Cody fouled out to the third baseman Josh Bell in the opening inning. And 2 teams trying to get back on track here. Ducks have lost 2 straight and 4 of 6. Barnstormers have lost 3 of their last 4. Righty-righty, and the first pitch to Puckett is pop foul into the club seats directly above our broadcast spot here behind home plate on the concourse level. And it sticks up top for a souvenir.
A little bit of a breeze popping up again to left field. All right, Chris, I'm setting you up. It was hot and humid today.
Yes, it was, David. How hot and humid was it?
So hot and humid, I saw a dog chasing a cat in Smithtown, Blydenburg Park, and they were both walking. It was very
it
hot.
was that.
It was that hot.
The 0-1 pitch out, and Vega was not going, so it's up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, so we weren't the only ones thinking that Vega might be taken off.
We're just trying to get something going offensively against this young right-hander for Lancaster. Stymied the Ducks so far. Again, 3 hits through 3 1/3, and 2 of them infield singles. Vega does go now, and well hit to left by Puckett. Going back is Robinson at the track. He looks up, and that ball is off the wall. Vega turns third. He's going to be sent home. The relay throw will not come as it's held. It's an RBI double for Cody Puckett. Long Island's on the board, and they trail it 4-1.
Boy, did Puckett smash that. Just didn't get enough air under it for it to sail over the wall, but it made it to the wall. No chance for Lancaster's Trayvon Robinson to catch up to it, put his glove up helplessly, and coming around to score easily is Vega. Puckett now in scoring position, and the Ducks are climbing back.
Finally, they get the run home for Cody Puckett, his team leading 57th run batted into the year, and Long Island's on the board. So a 4-1 game, Puckett with a 2-bagger at second, still just 1 away. And here's Ruben Gotay, who singled to right center his first time through. Switch hitter batting left against the righty, Mayer, who checks second base. And the pitch is low and away. Ball 1 now to Ruben Gotay. Well, Gotay with that hit extended a bunch of streaks. He now has an 8-game hitting streak, but the big streaks are his on-base streaks. He has reached base 26 straight games overall. That's now the longest on-base streak this year in the Atlantic League. So he is alone at the top of that category. The 1-0 is taken for a strike. And here at home, he extends his league lead to 30 games now. 30 straight home games he's reached base. He has reached base at home almost every game for 2 months. That streak started back on June 16th. So Ruben Gotay finds a way on every single night, especially here at home. 30 straight games at the pond aboard. 1-1 misses away, and it's ball 2.
And there is certainly something different about those who come to the Atlantic League with Major League experience. They just carry themselves that way. The younger guys who have never been up to the show, look at them, learn from them, but Gotay just carries himself as a Major Leaguer.
And no doubt about it, the former New York Met, and obviously you got the bench coach Lou Ford in the dugout. All that Major League experience with the Twins and Orioles, and again, the Ducks losing a pair of pitchers in July to affiliated organizations. So these players see that you play well, you're going to get that call to the major leagues. Here it's slap foul off the end of Gotay's bat down the left field line. And the count now 2-1 to Ruben. I'll make that 2-2, excuse me. So Ducks trying to get something going here, and they have. They put up 1 in the bottom of the 4th to close within 3. And now if Gotay can knock a base hit into the outfield, a chance to get Puckett home from second. 2-2. Swing and a miss, though, as another strikeout for Mayer, his third, and there are 2 gone. Tyler Colvin will swing.
Number 32, Tyler Colvin. 0-32.
So here is the Ducks DH tonight from the left side, and six-man Tyler Colvin flew out to left field in his only previous AB.
And just in case you're interested, the thunderstorm and the heavy rain that struck Yankee Stadium will miss us to the north.
Nice. And David, as we look out to the north, we can see those dark clouds over the outfield walls. Colvin sees a strike on the inner half, 0-1. Colvin started the night batting 197, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. Had a big game last night that I thought might finally break him out of a long slump. He went 2 for 3 with a walk, a double, and the loss to the Patriots. 0-1 is ripped foul down the right field line. Almost taking out one of his teammates there was the Ducks' Tyler Colvin. I believe that was Nick Struck down at first base, bending out of the way of that ball. Almost struck by it was Nick.
Well done.
And the count 0-2 on Colvin. Again, Puckett at second, 2 away. Ducks trying to make it a 2-run game if Colvin can drive him home. Joey Mayer's pitch fought off back to the netting, and the count holds.
Tyler's got a good swing. I mean, we saw it with that deep fly going the other way, all the way to the wall, to left field. But he's got a good uppercut swing. He connects. It's going to go places.
He got the only 2 grand slams the Ducks have hit all season. A waddle-off grand slam in the bottom of the 9th, and a grand slam that won a lucky fan $10,000 back here on a winning inning Wednesday against the Bluefish in May.
3 homers, 2 of them slams.
This one popped up right side. The second baseman, Kaji Moto, out into right field, lining it up, makes the one-handed catch, and the side retired. But the Ducks do get their first run of the night, a run on 2 hits, and they leave a man aboard. 4-1 in favor of the visitors. Lancaster on top as we go to the 5th tonight in Central Iceland.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Patrick Kreider, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the exclusive Trouttown Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trouttown Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience awaits.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification. Chris King and David Weiss back at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York. Ducks trail the Lancaster Barnstormers 4-1 as we go to the top of the 5th. We thank you so much for tuning in to Ducks Baseball tonight around the world at liducks.com and, of course, on our flagship radio station, Long Island's home for news, traffic, weather, and Ducks Baseball, 1039 LI News Radio. Thank you for making Ducks Baseball a part of your Friday night entertainment. So John Brownell back to work here after giving up 4 first-inning runs. He is settled in, and Casey Hobson the first to see him here in the visitors' 5th. First pitch is grounded foul down the right field line by the son of the manager of the Barnstormers, Butch Hobson's boy, KC. And 0-1 on Hobson, who has grounded out to first and also singled to right center. Brownell mopping his brow with his left shirt sleeve as Hobson readies for the 0-1. And that low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And was reading a story online today in the Lancaster papers about the arrival of Casey Hobson to Lancaster to play for his dad back on June 6th. And Butch said he has pretty much had a bat in his hand his whole life. He remembers him having a Mickey Mouse styrofoam bat at age 2 that he hit everything with. Here he pounds it to first on 1 hop, Gotay will take it to the bag himself and beat Hobson for the first down. So, again, one of 7 children for Butch Hobson is his boy KC. And he also said his favorite picture of KC is at age 3, rubbing the head of legendary baseball man Don Zimmer. So that's his absolute favorite picture of his son, KC Hobson. Well, here's Josh Bell, the third baseman. He has singled and scored and drove in a run back in the 4-run first, and then grounded into a double play, 1 for 2, as Brownell misses up and away. And just to put Brownell's outing in perspective tonight, he needed 41 pitches to get through the first inning alone. He needed 38 total pitches to get through innings 2, 3, and 4. Here, slapped away down the left field line by the cleanup man, Bell, and the count 1-1 to him. So Brownell has really found his groove, getting a double play ball in the second, another one in the third. He allowed a man to third base last inning, but stranded him there, picking up his first strikeout to end that frame. And here missing low and inside to Josh Bell with ball 2, and the count 2-1. So after 4 runs on 4 hits in the opening inning, he's given up no runs on 2 base hits since. This one popped foul behind home plate, will reach the upper deck. The count holds now on Bell, the former big leaguer with the Baltimore Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Top of the 5th, Barnstormers with a 4-1 lead. 2-2 is low and away, and the count now full. Again, Brownell walked 3 men in the first inning, has not walked the Barnstormers since. It'll be a 1-out payoff coming. Brownell to Bell. And that right down the middle of called, strike 3. His first backwards K on the score sheet tonight, and second strikeout overall, 2 gone. So again, Brownell with a chance here for his first 1-2-3 inning if he can get Sean Halton.
For the Barnstormers, the right fielder, number 44, Sean Halton. Number 44.
Now Halton, the big night already, as here we've got the umpires moving over toward the Barnstormer dugout. Ducks president and general manager Mike Pfaff is walking out on the field. And again, the skies are ominously black beyond the center field wall. But as far as I can see, no rain is falling. So I'm not sure if Michael Pfaff has recognized something on the radar that he wants to alert the umpires to. But we're in the top of the 5th. Lancaster leads it 4-1. 2 out, nobody on. And before Sean Halton is allowed to hit, Pfaff and the 3-man umpiring crew of Warren Nicholson, Steve Leonardo, and Frank Urilli are walking over to the Lancaster dugout, and they will have a discussion here. So some of the Ducks are on the field. Some of them are heading toward the home dugout. This is very strange right now, as the tarp is not coming out yet. The umpires have left the field, and Mike Pfaff, Ducks president and general manager, is getting on the telephone over by the Lancaster dugout on the third base side. So again, as I look into the light stanchions in left center and right center, that's usually where we see the rain initially, and I do not see any rain falling now. David indicated that the storm would pass to our north, and we did get that alert that the Yankee-Rays game ceremony for Alex Rodriguez was delayed by rain tonight. So the umpiring crew has headed to the Barnstormer dugout. Mike Pfaff is on the telephone. And right now, Sean Halton, who's had a great game, 2 for 2, single homer, runs scored, 2 driven in, wants to hit. And he doesn't understand why the umpires are in his dugout and not on the field. So Halton talks it over with Ducks catcher Mike Dowd and pitcher John Brownell in to have a word to check that. Not John Brownell, Matt Wessinger, the second baseman, having some words here with Halton. But Halton doesn't want to halt to this game, not the night he is having. Again, his league-leading 20th home run of the season. RBIs 57 and 58 with a moonball that cleared both walls in left field back in the opening inning. So a very strange delay here with no rain at all falling down. Maybe David Weiss can fill us in on what is going on as he puts the headset back on. David?
Obviously, they're looking at the radar, concerned if there's lightning in the area. That's what the delay is. I've checked the radar. It didn't look like anything was imminent, but these thunderstorm cells that are popping up are literally forming without much warning. So that's what they're looking at very carefully here, trying to decide whether they can wait this out.
All right, so I'm going to bring you up some radar here, David. You are the weatherman, so I'm going to let you check this out for me in just a second.
At least I used to play one on TV.
Now, kids. So we will get that radar up in just a second here, David. Let me pull that up for you, and you tell me what you say. I know your initial report was that it looked like most of it was going to pass to our north.
That's what it looked like. It looked like Smithtown was going to get it, and just to our north. However, as we said, this isn't just a distinct line of thunderstorms. These are hit or miss, and they're clusters that are forming, dissipating, reforming. Very tough night to call in terms of the weather, but obviously quite a delay here on the field. President and GM of the Long Island Ducks, Michael Pfaff, is working his cell phone as he's walking behind home plate right now, but the Ducks are leaving the field.
This is the first time we've seen all the Ducks walk off the field, so that cannot be a good sign. So the Ducks have left the field. We are going to get in a rain delay situation here, and take a look, David, see if we can see this one storm cell that looked like it was going to pass north. You are right. Or maybe just the southern end of some orange and yellow heavy rain, maybe passing toward our direction. Tell me what you see.
Yeah, to me, it still looks like the trajectory of this batch of activity is going to pass to our north, but close enough, I guess, to take no chances, and that's what we're doing. We're going to wait it out, because on the other side of this batch is nothing. Although this could take a little while to clear.
That's the current radar we're looking at. Let's see if we can get a little better look on the future radar as to what might happen with that storm, as David pointed out, that had most of it passing north of us, but apparently some of it heading in our direction. And on the future radar, looks a little more ominous that that storm may jump down a little bit, but not immediately. So,
and you can see just how quickly some of these thunderstorm cells are disappearing. There was one that was seemingly headed our way that suddenly vanished after hitting Dix Hills.
Right,
I mean, so that's the kind of activity we have tonight. Very hit or miss. They're called spotty thunder showers for a reason. But no need to take chances if the skies will suddenly open up, as they did at Yankee Stadium.
So again, the field is empty. Both teams are in their respective dugouts. Ducks on the first base side, Barnstormers on the third. The umpires long ago went to the visitors' dugout. And right now, Ducks president and general manager Michael Pfaff is walking toward the Barnstormer dugout. Again, no rain is falling, but the skies, David, beyond the outfield walls are a very dark, ominous color right now.
Yeah, it's a very dark blue. We don't see any lightning strikes. And we're not sure if it's raining, and if it is, how hard and how close to us here in Central Islip, just off Southern State Parkway. But there's no tarp on the field, and the rain is not falling at the moment, and the fans are still in their seats. I mean, no one has been scrambling to the concession area because there's no reason to, at least not yet. So, strange situation here, but it really comes down to the old expression, better safe than sorry. If these thunderstorms miss, well, let's get the Bob Atone announcement here, public address.
We'll keep you updated on what's happening here at that base ballpark, but the delay is called for by tonight's umpire.
Well, all I heard there from Bob Atone was, so I really didn't understand what he said, except there's a delay and we'll keep you updated. But again, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
If these thunderstorms do miss us, it will be a near miss. So that's why they're taking no chances.
Yeah, what Bob Atone said, David, was at the direction of the umpires.
Okay.
He asked the players to leave the field. And again, once the game begins, the game itself is in the hands of the umpires.
Right.
Again, so again, they perhaps saw something, heard something that they got word on radar, wanted to get a better look. I would assume they're in the umpire's office right now, getting a better look at that radar. So we are officially in a weather delay in the top of the fifth inning. Barnstormers have a 4-1 lead. They have 2 outs, nobody on for their guy Sean Halton, the right fielder tonight, who's hit a 2-run homer and has a single and really wanted to hit and make sure he gets that at-bat in if this game is going to be delayed by weather. He did not get the chance to do that as both teams remain in their respective dugouts.
And remember, this is not an official game yet because we've got to complete 5 full with the Ducks trailing.
So again, we are going to send you to the audio portion of the Ducks Championship DVD 2004, A Season to Remember, until we learn the fate of this game. If it is to resume, we do think that will happen, but at this time we do not know when that will be. So again, on the internet side on liducks.com, youtube.com/ducksbaseball. You will hear the audio portion of that championship DVD. We'll go back to regular programming on the radio side on our flagship radio station, Long Island's home for news, traffic, weather, and Ducks baseball, 103.9 LI News Radio, but officially in a weather delay here. Top of the fifth, Barnstormers leading the Ducks by the score of 4-1. We'll be back as soon as we have any update on this situation. Hi, I'm Chris King, the radio and TV voice of your Long Island Ducks. 2004 was a very special season for the Ducks, both on and off the field. From the first pitch of spring training until the final out of their championship victory, there were packed houses, nail-biting wins, and enough excitement to last a lifetime. During the Ducks' first ever trip to the Atlantic League playoffs, each of their 6 games was decided by just one run, with the Ducks winning 5 of those. In putting together this championship DVD, we'll take a walk down memory lane and take you step by step through the Long Island Ducks' 2004 Atlantic League Championship. Following another close call at the end of the 2003 season, the Ducks had finished second in 6 of 8 halves through their first 4 seasons of play and still had never qualified for a playoff spot. After a winter full of organizational meetings and player signings, the team headed down to spring training loaded with talent, brimming with confidence, and eager to prove that this team was different.
Well, when we got down to spring training, it was we kind of realized that this was kind of a special group of guys. And we all clicked from the very beginning, and our mission was, you know, if we're going to be in the independent league and nobody's going to give us an opportunity to go play in organized ball, then we're going to try to do the absolute best that we can with our team. And like I said, we felt like we had a special talent and a special group of guys, and it was our goal to go out and win the championship.
He is all business on that 5th day. I tell you, he has his good times and whatever, and keeps everybody loose up to that point, and then, it's business day.
I expect to win, and I expect to win pretty much with the whole pitching staff. When you get Bill out there, he's going to fight you. He's going to fight you to the end. He never wants to come out, and that's always good.
Of the 25 players on Long Island's opening day roster, 14 had major league experience, highlighted by a pitching staff that featured Bill Pulsifer, Matt Beach, Matt DeWitt, Bill Seamus, and Lance Davis, all of whom had experienced success at the big league level.
Every spring training, especially with the Ducks, you go into it of not knowing how long you're going to keep your guys, and that's always a concern. But when we walked out on the field the first day, when Pulsifer and Seamus showed up, there was no longer any worry of what type of clubhouse we were going to have. The camaraderie was there just with those 2 individuals, and as a coach, as a manager, when you know your camaraderie is good, it solves a lot of problems. So everybody else was going to fit into place. All the guys that we had from the previous year, we knew were very good guys, very good individuals, and we pride ourselves with the Ducks of bringing in good individuals, not just statistics, but they got to be good people to play here. And as soon as we had those 2 guys, we knew we were set.
As the season began, Long Island came out of the gates on fire, emerging victorious in each of their first 6 games.
4, and the Ducks win the game. Final score, Long Island Ducks 5, Pennsylvania Road Warriors 4.
By the end of the season's first month, Long Island was on a roll, in first place with a 16-7 record.
We had a lot of guys returning from the year before. It was myself and Barty and Doug and JJ and stuff. Well, those guys, I know they remember the hurt that we felt in that last game and how close we were to it. And then getting guys like Pulsifer and Seamus and Lance and Beach and those guys in the beginning of the year, we knew we had a staff that could take us all the way. Of course, the big question was how long were we going to have them for, which comes across every year with the Ducks, is that we start off great, and if somehow or another the guys get picked up, which is what the league is for, and but it hurts our team club. and we never seem to make the playoffs because we got guys leaving, and sometimes you just can't replace those guys.
By mid-June, however, 3 of Long Island's top pitchers had been signed to Major League organizational deals. Clint Weibel was the first to go, followed by Matt DeWitt and Matt Beach. Following their departures, the Ducks hit a skid and, following a July 5th loss at the hands of the Nashua Pride, found themselves 1 game behind the arch-rival Bridgeport Bluefish with just 7 games remaining in the season's first half. Despite regaining their footing in the following series against Pennsylvania, the Ducks found themselves needing a sweep of Bridgeport in the half's final series in order to earn a berth in the Atlantic League playoffs. All the Bluefish needed was 1 victory in the 3-game set, and the Ducks' playoff hopes would be dashed yet again. And the Ducks would have to do it against their arch rivals on the road in a ballpark in which their playoff dreams died in the last week of the 2000 season. They'd also have to do it in a ballpark where they'd only won 13 times in 37 games coming into the season.
We're back at Bethpage Ballpark. We are live. David Weiss, Chris King. A rain delay without the rain, but in a better safe than sorry scenario, the umpires delayed the game because of what the radar was showing, that we would possibly be hit with a severe thunderstorm, which apparently is going to skirt us and possibly miss us to the north. So the top of the 5th continues. Chris.
A 13-minute unofficial rain delay, and back where he was when this whole thing started is Sean Halton, their right fielder and 5-man, who's already hit a 2-run homer and a single tonight. John Brownell delivers strike 1. Again, Brownell's trying for his first 1-2-3 inning of the game, and he may get it here. Popped up down the right field line, foul territory. Ruben Gotay on the warning track makes the catch. And for the first time tonight, the Barnstormers go 3 up, 3 down, although there was a 13-minute delay in between outs 2 and 3. So again, 4-1 in favor of Lancaster. Halfway done, middle of the 5th tonight in Central Islip.
Hey fans, this is catcher Mike Blank, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, the Trout Town fan can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, Duck fans, don't forget you can always chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee, available at the concession stands right here at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. So a 13-minute weather delay, although there was no rain whatsoever, the threat of it had a 13-minute break. John Brownell, unaffected by it, though, got a foul out down the first base line off the bat of Sean Halton. And for the first time tonight, he retires the Barnstormers, in order. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Ducks trail at 4-1, and righty Joey Mayer for Lancaster to deal to Mike Dowd, the 7-man for Long Island. First pitch is on the inside corner at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Dowd grounded into a inning-ending double play back in the 2nd. So again, certainly a strange situation. The skies are still very, very dark. Just to our north beyond the outfield walls as Dowd rips it into the left center gap. He will make the turn at first and head back as the center fielder Gindel gets it in quickly. So a leadoff single for Dowd to start the home 5th.
Ducks second baseman, number 17, Matt Wessinger.
So bring up Matt Wessinger, the second baseman, who has popped out to short and is only AB. Kevin Baez, the manager of the Ducks, down at third, goes through the signs. And now Wessinger to deal with his big 6'5" right-hander, Joey Mayer. Working again from that first base side of the rubber. Dowd, who does not have much speed at first. Draws a look, and then the pitch is low and away for ball 1.
Well, the Ducks are thinking comeback. Now would be a good time. Not knowing what the weather's going to do between now and the 9th inning. Should this be a rain-shortened affair?
Yep.
The Ducks need to tie it up.
And how will that delay affect Joey Mayer? We'll see here as he misses low and inside 2-0. So you always wonder how any delay, David, is going to affect either pitcher. Brownell looked unaffected. Mayer here, though, a single and now falls behind 2-0.
Well, that's the thing. Pitchers are creatures of habit and don't like being delayed. There's always a point of no return when a delay lasts longer than 13 minutes. We'll see what happens here.
2-0 is swung through, though, by Wessinger for strike 1. Again, Joey Mayer started this season in the Yankees organization at High A Tampa. 19 games there, only 3 of those as a starter, though. A 1-2 record and a 4.37 earned run average. His 2-1 pitch is popped up foul, first base side for strike 2. And his last time out was Saturday in New Britain in a 7-6 win over the Bees. He only went 4 2/3, did give up 9 hits, 6 runs for the Mern, had a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Third game as a Barnstormer for Joey Mayer, looking for his first win. He has no decisions. 2-2 is hit slowly to the third base side. There's going to be no play whatsoever, and the Ducks are set up beautifully here with a tying run to the plate and nobody out.
Well, we've used the term before. We'll use it again. A swinging bunt from Matt Wessinger. 2 on, nobody out, and the Ducks making lots of noise here in the bottom of inning 5.
You would think Chris Skura would be asked to lay down a bunt here, try to move 2 men along, and then a base hit could bring you within 1. Kevin Baez shows the newest member of the Long Island Ducks, Skura, in just his second game the signs, and now he'll stand in.
I think that would be the obvious play here, considering who's on deck. Mr. Birthday, Phelan Lantini.
Yeah, the league's leading hitter is in the on-deck circle, so yeah, I think it's a pretty good bet. Barnstorm is expecting bunt in at the corners. He swings away and grounds it to short. Aaron's to second for 1. Kajimoto to first, not in time as Skura legs it out. So runners at the corners now and 1 away.
Give credit to Skura for really busting it down the line and beating that throw from Kajimoto to Casey Hobson at first. Beat it by half a step. So runners on the corners, 1 down as you mentioned. And it's up to Phelan Lantini.
Now let's see what he can do on his 39th birthday. He has reached on an infield single and struck out swinging. He's 1 for 2. And Lantini batting .324 at the start of the evening, number 1 in the Atlantic League. And with his hit tonight, hits in 7 of his last 8 games. He has been locked in of late. In fact, he has 5 multi-hit games in his last 6 contests. 1 hit already tonight, big spot here, tying run at the dish. First pitch to him, outside for ball 1. Again, Lantini with 7 homers on the year. That's tied for 3rd on the Ducks, so he does have home run power. And the former Barnstormer trying to do some damage here to his old club. Down at 3rd, Skura at first. 1 away for Long Island, down 3 in the 5th. Mayer's 1-0. Bounced slowly to 3rd, but foul. And that's a strike.
Well, you take a look at all the categories where Lantini's name can be found. Age 39 today. Only 1 player in the Atlantic League has played more games than Phelan Lantini, who has played in 102 of them this season. That's Jovan Rosa of New Britain with 104. So Lantini, durable, electrifying, and as good at 39 as he was at 23 when he played his first minor league game.
A 1-1 is bounced up the middle. Will it get through? Yes, into center field. Mike Dowd scores from 3rd. It's an RBI single for the birthday boy, Phelan Lantini, and the Ducks are within 2. They trail it 4-2.
Hit it with overspin right over the second base bag. Dowd comes in. Holding at second is Skura. So the Ducks have put another 1 up on the board, and they may not be done yet. Only 1 down, and Butch Hobson is heading to the mound.
Now let's see. It's an interesting situation as Skura has gone 4 2/3 and 4 innings in his only previous 2 outings. Remember, with the Yankees organization at High A Tampa, he was more of a reliever than a starter. He pitched 16 times in relief, only 3 starts, so Butch is going to get in the youngster's face and ask for the truth. You got anything left, or is he wiped out here, David, after 4 1/3 plus a 13-minute delay in the top half of the inning? For now, he stays in the game, does Joey Mayer, and that's the first charge timeout of the evening for the Barnstormers as their manager makes a visit here in the home 5th.
Well, Mayer listed at 6'5", 200. The right-hander turned 24 1 week ago today. The native of Bedford, New Hampshire, where he still resides. Good pop on the fastball, intimidating presence on the mound, and Butch is showing confidence in his right-hander.
So let's see how it works out. Here's Anthony Vega, a lefty hitter against the righty thrower. Tonight he's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Big moment in the game. The Ducks have the tying runs on, the go-ahead run at the plate. First pitch, Vega with that home run cut came up empty, strike one.
And not the kind of cut you'd see if it's 0-2, but with the first pitch, why not?
A long stare in here by Mayer to his catcher Cutler. Comes set, he checks Skura at second, and time call by his catcher, Charlie Cutler here. He wants to go through the defensive signs for his teammates.
All right, quick Phelan Lentini trivia question. He's played over 1,500 games in the minor leagues, but only about, 5 years ago, got to the Atlantic League. First team he played with in the Atlantic League wasn't the Ducks.
I think those are the Barnstormers, right?
Absolutely right.
There you go. 0-1 is, a strike. Looked outside, but called a strike on Vega, and it's now 0-2.
It was the 2012 season when he finally made it to the Atlantic League after playing in independent ball and minor league ball virtually everywhere else.
I remember really being impressed with him that year when the Barnstormers would come through here and visit Pennsylvania and say, wow, this guy with the unusual name can play the game.
Yep.
Here, down in the dirt, Mrs. Mayer. Good block by the catcher Cutler to prevent an advance by either runner, and it's ball one now to Anthony Vega. In 4-2, the Ducks have pulled within 2. They trailed 4-0 after a half inning tonight. Got a single run against Mayer last inning, another single run here, and are threatening to do more damage if Anthony Vega can connect. The big righty from the middle of the rubber now, set at the belt, the 1-2. Way up high, all the way through to the backstop, over the head of the catcher, Charlie Cutler, who popped out of his crouch, and now on that wild pitch, David, the Ducks are a hit away from tying this ball game as both runners advance a base.
Just a little high, way over the catcher Charlie Cutler's mitt. So it just slipped out of the hand of Joey Mayer on a hot and humid night. Maybe some sweat, some perspiration, whatever the reason. The Ducks now have 2 runners in scoring position, and if they both score, we are tied.
Takes away that double play possibility as well. Can Vega connect? The 2-2 upstairs, 3-2. So on that wild pitch, the Ducks get Chris Skura to third, Phelan Lentini to second. And remember, Lentini can fly, so basically any hit out of the infield is going to be very difficult to throw out at the plate.
And I think Butch Hobson's leash on Joey Mayer is short at this point.
I agree with you. A 1-out payoff to Anthony Vega. Up and away, ball 4. He's walked them, and the bases are loaded. And I believe that is the first, or check that second tonight. That Lions crazy one back in the opening inning was the first. Second, Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. Dan Lyons to bat with the bases loaded.
I do not see Butch Hobson leaving the dugout. So how about that? Bases loaded, just 1 down. The Ducks primed not only to possibly tie it, but maybe do even more damage than that, but Joey Mayer stays in there.
Again, we talked about those 2 grand slams hit by the Ducks out of their 69 home runs, both, though, hit by Tyler Colvin. So here is Lyons, a walk and a strikeout on his ledger, standing in. First pitch, up and in with no place to put him, ball 1. So Skura at third, Lentini at second, Vega to first on the walk, and the Ducks with a tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Trying for a big inning here in the home 5th, still down 2. Lyons a big exhale as he looks out at Mayer. Set at the belt, his 1-0. Tapped off the foot of Lyons, painfully so at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Not sure where it got, Danny, but he does not wear that protective shin guard or toe flap, that foot flap, so. And he's just trying to walk it off right now. Of course, Dan is tough as they come. And he'll get back in there, but right now just stretching and waiting for the pain to subside a bit.
Lyons comes in on a 6-game hitting streak. He's scored runs in 5 straight games. He does have 7 home runs on the season. That is tied for third on the club. So big moment here for Lyons. Bumped up to the 3 slot in the order tonight. And trying to reward Kevin Baez for his faith in him after he broke out of a long slump that surrounded the All-Star game. 1 ball and 1 strike to Danny. Mayer's pitch swung through in on the hands for strike 2.
That's a big at-bat for the Ducks in a game that has not zipped right along. We had a very long top of the first, 4 runs scored by the Barnstormers. Then you had a 13-minute rain delay without the benefit of rain. And now the Ducks making plenty of noise in the bottom of the 5th, but no shortage of excitement here tonight.
So 1-2 to count to Lions. Here's the pitch. Swung through it. He got him on the changeup, and there are 2 away on his 4th strikeout of the evening.
And Mayer has struck out Lions twice in this game. Danny just trying to time it, but was way out in front. Mayer just pulling the chain there, and it looked really good coming in, but it was just half the speed, more or less, of a Joey Mayer fastball. So it's up to Cody Puckett, who mashed the ball this last time up, and this is the biggest at-bat of the game, to be sure.
And just the guy the Ducks want up there. Again, the team leader in runs batted in. He's got 1 tonight, now 57 on the season. So Cody Puckett, the 2-out hitter, bases still loaded. Ducks down 4-2 in the 5th. First pitch, just inside for ball 1. So nice job by Mayer to get Lyons, the 3-man, and now he's got to go through the cleanup man to try to keep the lead intact. Outfield straightaway, medium depth for Puckett all the way around. The 1-0. Popped up foul, but behind home plate and into the seats, 1-1. Everybody takes a collective breath as Cody stepped out. Runners lead away from their respective bases. And Mayer, who's got to be reaching his limit or near it in the 5th inning here, trying to keep his club on top. The 1-1. Taken the other way in a shallow right field. Will it get down? It will! It's a base hit! Skura will score! Lentini will score! It's a 2-run single for Cody Puckett, and he has tied this game at 4!
It's not how hard you hit him at times, it's where. A bloop base hit the other way to right field. Over the head of first baseman Casey Hobson. Yusuke Kachimoto, the second baseman, had no chance, and Sean Halton, the right fielder, wasn't going to get it. It fell in about 2 yards to the left in fair territory of the foul line down the right field line. Just over first base on the outfield grass. Cody Puckett does it again. He has driven in 3 tonight, and the Ducks have tied it.
So they have come from 4-0 down to tie this game at 4. But they hope they're not done yet. Again, Anthony Vega at 3rd, Puckett at 1st, and here's Ruben Gotay. Chance to give Long Island their first lead. The pitch is downstairs. Good backhand by the catcher Cutler. It's ball 1. So Puckett tonight picked up 1 RBI with his double last inning. That was Cody's 57th run batted in, and here, 1 inning later, 58 and 59 to tie the game at 4.
That is clutch.
That is unbelievable clutch 2-out hit as he picks up Dan Lyons, who struck out in front of him. 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. Again, the Ducks trailed 4-0 after a half inning. They got 1 in the 4th and now put up a 3 spot here in the 5th to tie the contest.
I'll tell you this, I give credit to Butch Hobson, showing confidence in Joey Mayer and leaving him in even at this point. For a young man to learn to work his way through this type of an inning. And most managers wouldn't do it.
I agree with you, David, but I think this is his last batter if he gets him or not. Either way. 2-0 is ripped on the ground to second. 1 big hop for Kajimoto, plays it at the belt, flips to first, and the side retired. But not before the Ducks pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. There was a walk and 2 men left. Brand new ball game. We are tied at 4 after 5 innings of play in Central Islip, the Ducks and the Barnstormers.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Lomagino, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Hey PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free, it takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.pseglinY.com/savemoney.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Hey, Duck fans, follow all season long as the Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks reach 100 homers, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is their family tradition. And the Ducks have 69 homers on the season right now. Lancaster, for that matter, had 99 coming into the game, and Sean Holton hit a moonshot over everything to left field way back in the first inning. Lancaster has 100 homers, but the Ducks climbing slowly but surely, and in the game, more importantly, we're tied at 4.
Now we go to the 6th, the 4-4 contest. Brownell into his 6th inning of work, and he drops in strike one on Mike McDade, the designated hitter who's drawn a base on balls and has grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. So clean slate for Brownell, who really labored in the first but's been terrific since. Here it's taken the other way into shallow left. Lyons out off the tip of his glove and drops in for a base hit for Mike McDade. What an effort by Danny.
Absolutely. Going back, stretched it out. Diving wouldn't have helped. And just off the tip of his mitt, so McDade leads off. By the way, John Brownell was at 90 pitches entering this inning. He's now at 92. And again, he really labored in that first inning, but has come around very nicely since.
And it didn't look good, David, when he trailed 4-0 in the middle of the first inning. We remind you, he is 6-0 at home this year in 9 starts, so he has not lost a home game this season. Here's Kevin Aarons, the shortstop, 1 for 2 with a double his first time up. And he takes way up and in for ball 1.
And I think John will be the first one to tell you, if we talk to him after the game, which I know we will, he'll say, I didn't have my best stuff tonight.
Yep.
And he has battled from the second inning on. First inning, yes, 4 runs scored on 4 hits, but has been not as sharp as he usually is since, but has really grinded it out.
Slider gets the outside corner at the knees, 1-1 by, again, the Atlantic League Pitcher of the Year a season ago for the Long Island Ducks, John Brownell. Again, the greatest pitcher in franchise history. There is no doubt about that now. That is the honor bestowed upon Brownell. The 1-1 is well hit to left field, though. Skura going back toward the track, reaches up and makes the grab, and then touches the wall before he throws it in strongly on one hop. So Aarons gave it a ride to left, but came up short.
And that one was hooking as well, Chris, hooking away from Skura, who stayed with it right on the warning track before reaching the wall, reached up and made the grab. He got a very good jump on the ball as well, which helped.
Well, David told you about the Barnstormers, 100 home runs this year. That leads the league. The Ducks on the other end of that, they're 69, or 6th most. So only 2 teams have less home runs than the Long Island Ducks. But again, the Ducks lead the league in team batting average, lead the league in team ERA as well, and are tied for the league lead in fewest errors this season. Here's Charlie Cutler. He's 0 for 2 in the game. 1 on, 1 out. 4-4 game, top of the 6th, and Brownell hits the outside edge just above the knees for strike 1. John coming off a rare loss. He last pitched Sunday in Bridgeport in a 3-1 defeat, so obviously didn't get a lot of support. But that was his first loss since June 22nd at York. We'll get an 0-1 here, will Cutler. And that changeup floats away, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Brownell tonight has had that run, David, of 12 straight quality starts come to an end because he has given up more than 3 earned runs. He's given up 4. But he has battled, as David called it, grinding it out since that opening inning where he threw 41 pitches. Took him 17 minutes to get 3 outs, faced 10 batters. This one well hit to center field. Vega moving back into his right will line it up and make the grab for the second out.
There's no doubt that Vega was going to catch up to that. With his speed, he is a gazelle in center field. There's not much he can't catch up to. So 2 fly balls following the leadoff single, and John Brownell has a chance with the number 9 batter here to finish off another inning, an important shutdown inning after the Ducks scored 3 in the bottom of inning 5.
Yeah, that's a great point. They always want to hang that 0 after your team has a big inning, especially one in which they were down 3 and tied the game for the first time since inning number 1. So let's see if we can get the crafty Kajimoto as right down the middle delivers the first pitch. Brownell, 0-1 for a strike. Kajimoto was robbed on a great defensive play by second baseman Matt Wessinger back in the 4th inning, as Wessinger had to range far to his left, get to that ball, flip a backhand to first, and just did get him. As here, Brownell misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
There are the obvious similarities in comparing Kajimoto to Ichiro Suzuki because of the Japan connection, but the mannerisms are so similar.
Yeah.
The swing, just about everything.
Loves to slap it the other way, too. See the 1-1 here is cut through in on the hands for strike 2. Ducks are playing him just slightly to go the other way, especially Vega in center, shading him toward the left field line. So Brownell, and out away from wiggling out of this jam, and McDade led off the inning with a single. That broke up a run of 6 in a row, retired by Brownie. But he quickly bounced back with a pair of fly ball outs off the bats of Aarons and Cutler. 1-2, way inside, 2-2. Brownell kicks away at the dirt in front of the rubber. And then the right-hander will tow it from slightly over on the third base side, staring to Mike Dowd and pick up his signs. 2-2. Low and in. Good block by the catcher Dowd, sliding right. And the count full. So that'll give a free start to Mike McDade at first, the 2-out runner on a payoff offering.
Man, should Brownell finish off the Barnstormers here in the 6th, it'll be interesting to see if he comes out for the 7th. On a hot and humid evening at about 100 pitches right now.
Yep.
Be curious to see how much he's got left, if anything.
Crowd behind the Long Island Ducks favorite, John Brownell. 3-2 pitch. Bounced up the middle, going to be a tough play. Almost hit the runner. Wessinger across his body to first, not in time. So again, David, he had to wait for that ball to get through the runner. McDade, who had he been hit by it, would have been out. And I think he may have screened Wessinger a little. It was just a little too slow for him to get the speedy Kajimoto, who has a 2-out infield single.
Kajimoto with plenty of speed. Wessinger was traveling towards second base to his right, throwing across his body with his momentum going the other way. Couldn't get a lot on the throw. It was still a bang-bang play at first, but Kajimoto did look safe.
So 2 on, 2 out, back to the top of the order for Caleb Gindel. Looks at one low in the dirt for ball 1. Gindel opened the game by hitting the very first pitch down the right field line for a double and came around to score. Since then, he's flied to left and has grounded out to the first baseman Gotay in a terrific defensive play by Rubin. So big moment here with the lefty standing in. The 1-0, way up high for ball 2.
Gindel, a Floridian, born in Pensacola, resides in Pace, Florida, so he should be used to this humidity and heat.
A former big leaguer as well with the Brewers back in 13 and 14 is Caleb Gindel. Trying to break a 4-4 tie here in the top of the 6th. He's out in front of Brownell 2-0 and rips it foul down the right field line. Luckily hit a vacated seat and then made its way all the way back on the field. Strike 1 to him as Lentini will retrieve the ball in right field.
As Chris mentioned, 65 games for the Brewers between 2013 and 2014. And how about this for a little something on the back of the baseball card? His first of 5 big league homers was a walk-off.
Wow.
A game ender against the Marlins on July 21st, 2013. What a way to break in with a homer.
A way to endear yourself to your teammates, right, David?
A walk-off. Everybody celebrates.
The 2-1 is a swing and a miss. 2-2 now. So Gindel, who's put up some great numbers this year, another hit tonight, 3rd in the league in total hits with 119. His hit tonight gives him an 8-game hitting streak. But since that double, Brownell's had the best of him the last 2 times. It'll be a 2-2 pitch to him. And that just missed outside, and the count full. So for a second straight batter, the runners will be off on a 3-2, 2-out pitch.
Brownell does seem to be laboring.
Yeah.
So, as we said, be curious to see whether he comes back out for the 7th, but he needs to finish off the Barnstormers here in the 6th first.
Yeah, again, a 41-pitch first inning. Put that number almost out of reach right off the bat. So the runners will go. Here's the 3-2. Popped up on the infield. Behind home plate goes Mike Dowd. Gives it a look, but it's going to reach, in fact, I think the upper deck. Boy, David, I thought that was actually going to be in play for Dowd, but it drifted well back into the club seats and actually stayed up there.
I thought it would fall down into the area that separates the sections on the concourse, but nope, went all the way up.
So everybody resets. McDade to second, Kajimoto to first, and another 3-2 pitch coming now to Gindel from Brownell. Here it is. well hit to right field. Lantini will watch it sail over both walls for a 3-run homer for Caleb Gindel. His 8th of the season, and that puts the Barnstormers back on top, 7-4. David, we could tell on the sound alone that ball was long gone into the central islip night.
Got all of it. Brownell, fastball. Gindel, guessing fastball, and there was just no doubt about it. So Gindel, with one swing of the bat, takes a 4-4 game, and it's a 3-run lead for the Barnstormers.
So, wow, 7 on the board, and Marty Jansen, the pitching coach, out to take the temperature of John Brownell. So, again, for Brownell, the most overall runs he's allowed in a game this season, the most earned runs he's allowed in a game this season as well. And David talked a lot about it earlier. This Barnstormer team leads the league in homers. 2 more tonight. Now 101 home runs on the season.
Boy, Brownell's got to be so frustrated. Came within one batter of that shutdown inning we were talking about. The Ducks putting up a crooked number, a 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th, but in the top of the 6th, the Ducks give those 3 right back with 2 out, 2 on.
Incredible. Again, he got it to 3-2 on Kajimoto, who got the infield single. He got it to 3-2 on Gindel, fouled a couple off, and then put it over both walls in right. Here's Trayvon Robinson, and after the second time out of the game, both of them pitching coach Marty Jansen is complete. It's ball 1. So top of the 5th was the first time out, top of the 6th, the second. In the dirt, Mrs. Brownell, and he can't be long for this game, David, the way he looks here now. Clearly struggling and, again, giving up the long ball to Gindel that put the lead back to 3.
Right, we mentioned he came into this frame at 90 pitches. He's well over 100 at this point.
2-0. Foul tip held by Dowd. It's strike 1. We'll try to get you the unofficial pitch count here on Brownell. Wow, unofficially at 114. So should be it for Brownie either way, this batter. And he gets a deep fly ball the other way to left. Skura over towards the line, lining it up, backing up, and making the grab. And ending an inning. But not before the Barnstormers get 3 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, Caleb Gindel, his 8th home run of the season. A 3-run shot over both walls in right has the Barnstormers back in front 7-4 in the middle of inning number 6.
Hey fans, this is catcher Mike Dowd, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on in the park night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
David Weiss and Chris King back at Bethpage Ballpark. Ducks trailing the Lancaster Barnstormers 7-4 going to the bottom of inning number 6. Ducks coming up. A reminder that after tonight's game, there are 2 more on the schedule for this 7-game homestand, both against these Lancaster Barnstormers. 6:35 start tomorrow night. It'll be Grucci Fireworks. Always a big crowd and always a lot of fun, of course. And then Sunday, a 5:05 start. Ducks baseball caps given out to the first 1,500 fans, along with all the other special festivities on Sunday. The pregame autographs, postgame, kids and their families running the bases. All here at Bethpage Ballpark. Ducks baseball. Nothing like it.
Well, the Ducks again trail by 3. That's where they were last inning before tying the game. And right-hander Joey Mayer stays in there for Lancaster. And he drops in strike 1 on the DH Tyler Colvin, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a pop out to second. So the Ducks find themselves right back where they were when they came to bat last inning. Mayer misses low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Mayer was in line for the victory, then gave up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Game was tied. He's still in there. Butch Hobson showing confidence. And Lancaster a bit short-handed in the pitching department, but still letting his young righty stay in there. Now he's on the long side again.
1-1 is a wicked cut by Colvin, but he came up empty. A ball and 2 strikes now on Tyler. And we can give you the update from the Bronx, where it was an A-Rod ceremony that had the rain open up, the heavens open, and the rain come down fittingly on A-Rod's ceremony. But David, in his very first at-bat in the bottom of the 1st, A-Rod came through with an RBI double that tied the game at 1, scoring Brett Gardner.
I'll bet you there's a lot of noise in the Bronx as A-Rod made it into second base.
So again, he's 1 for 1 with a run batted in. The game is tied at 1, Yanks and Rays. Now top of the 3rd with Tampa batting.
And he's batting 3rd in the lineup. Is that what you said?
Batting 3rd and DHing, yep. Yeah, so he has driven in the only run for the Bombers. You 1-2 here to Colvin. And a late decision to swing. He hacked it foul. Out of play behind home, the count holds. So we'll keep you updated on that. What is his final game as a Yankee, but is it his final game in the big leagues? A lot of folks don't think so, and the Marlins may come calling, get to play for his hometown team if he can convince them he's good enough to play first base. Obviously in the National League, can't DH. Colvin hits it deep in the air to right. Sean Hulton going back at the track will reach up and make the grab. So David, the wind is blowing out to right. That may have helped that ball, but didn't get enough help for Tyler Colvin.
And he didn't get it off the sweet spot of the bat. Sounded like it was just maybe off the end of the bat, maybe a little off the nice part that would send it well over the wall. So Colvin hit it well, but not quite well enough.
So 1 away, and here's Mike Dowd. He is grounded into a double play, and Singelin scored in the 3-run 5th. Joey Mayer now at his longest outing of the year in his 3 games as a Barnstormer. Strike 1 on Dowd. So, David, you pointed it out. Butch Hobson showed a lot of confidence in the youngster last inning when the Ducks sent 8 men to the plate, scored 3 runs on 4 hits, let him work his way out of it. And I think he's going to get rewarded here as he's got the confidence going into the next inning. Got Colvin and got ahead of Dowd. Ball 1 and now a 1-1 count. Mayer's pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-2. And think about this crazy baseball draft. Mayer selected by the Yankees, David, in the 38th round of the 2011 draft. He was the 1,169th player taken in that draft. It's just unbelievable.
Yikes.
1-2, a very late decision to swing by Mike Dowd as the bottom fell out of it. And he's a strikeout victim. 5th of the night for Mayer, 2 gone.
When you think the NFL draft with 7 or 8 rounds,
Yep,
and
same as hockey.
they go about 250 players, and then that's it.
That's it.
After that, just a free agent. Go ahead, sign with whoever you want. Go to tryouts. But over 1,000 players drafted, and baseball of the major sports may be the most imprecise. It's very tough to predict how you're going to do. I mean, Piazza, what was he?
Same thing, over 1,000 picks in. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, here's Matt Wessinger trying to keep the inning alive for Long Island. And Mayer has just one 1-2-3 inning. That was back in the 3rd. And he gets a foul ball off Wessinger's bat. Matt 1 for 2 with an infield single and a pop out to short. Full windup still for Mayer with nobody aboard. And he misses low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt fighting it a bit. Just 3 for 22 in his last 7 games coming in. For the backup shortstop normally to Danny Lyons, but he clubs it deep to left field. Robinson going back, and that ball is off the wall. Digging for second is Wessinger. Here's the throw, and he's in there standing with a double. So a 2 for 3 night for Matt Wessinger. He keeps the inning alive.
I'm not sure Matt could have hit that ball any better or any harder. Maybe a hop or 2 up against the wall. Again, more of a line drive than something up in the air that might have had a chance to leave the park. But Wessinger all over it, as you said, his second hit. And now down to the Selden star, Chris Skura, who has a chance to get a run closer for the Ducks.
Yeah, but I do believe that Butch Hobson has made the indication already, David, that that's going to be it for his youngster. I believe he's pointed to his arm there, and we'll make sure he takes the baseball, but I do believe we're going to have a pitching change for the Barnstormers. Throws his arm around him, gives him a tap on the neck as he heads off, but Joey Mayer's evening is done. We our first pitching change of the night when we come back. Again, Ducks trail at 7-4, bottom of the sixth, 1 on and 2 out for Chris Skura, the local boy, when we return.
Hey fans, this is Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Hey, PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free. It takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.pseglyny.com/savemoney.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Lomagino, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
We're back at Bethpage Ballpark, and we've got a new pitcher for the Lancaster Barnstormers, replacing the starter Joey Mayer. It's Justin Jackson, who can play virtually anywhere on the field, including the infield, but he's in there now, the right-hander, facing Chris Skura.
Chris Skura, and his first pitch, David, a slider down and away for ball one. So again, Wessinger, a 2-out double off Joey Mayer to end his night, and the right-hander, Justin Jackson, the first reliever in the game for either side. Ball one to Skura, who's 0 for 2 tonight, has scored a run. His first as a Duck, and now downstairs, it's 2-0. So again, Skura, we talked about, a native of Selden here on Long Island, 23-year-old rookie, first season of professional baseball, made his debut last night, going 1 for 4. Actually did score a run last night, so tonight his second run scored. 2-0 is well hit into center field. Gindel coming on will make the catch of the line drive as it hung up for Skura, and that is the end of the inning for Long Island. No run to hit, a man left. 6 in the books in CI. It's the Lancaster Barnstormers 7 and the Long Island Ducks 4.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and bench coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Lomagino, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss, Chris King. John Brownell's evening is done. Relieving him against the Barnstormers here in the top of inning 7. John Miniconi making his second appearance as a Long Island Duck.
Again, a Long Islander from Dix Hills is Miniconi, a left-hander. So Brownell's evening is done, and he will go against the heart of the order here. Casey Hobson, Josh Bell, and Sean Halton. Ball 1 to Hobson, and now a pop-up. Left side. Lyons, the shortstop, moving over toward the line, calls off his third baseman Puckett, and in fair territory makes the catch for the first out. So, David, we got a couple of final lines we can give you on both of tonight's starters.
Brownell, not his sharpest outing of the season. He hung in there, but it was a tough go for John. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He walked 3, struck out 2, gave up a couple of home runs as well. 115 pitches, working hard, and 66 of them for strikes.
So again, Brownell, if the Ducks don't get him off the hook, would suffer his first loss of the year at home. A perfect 6-0 coming in. Here is Josh Bell taking strike 1 from Miniconi. Bell tonight a single, an RBI, a run scored in 3 trips. So tough night for Brownell. Again, the 9 hits allowed ties his season high. 7 overall runs, 7 earned runs, the most he's allowed all year in any game. And again, his run of 12 consecutive quality starts comes to an end tonight. And giving up more than 3 earned runs in a game since May 31st. Also against these Barnstormers, but that one was in Lancaster. 1-1. Curveball. Waited on it, but pounded it foul down the left field line. 1-2 now on the cleanup man, Bell.
The line on Joey Mayer, the starter for Lancaster, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs all earned, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 wild pitch, 91 pitches, 60 for strikes. Not quite a quality outing as it's defined, but he hung in there.
And again, he'd be in line for his first win as a Barnstormer and just his 3rd game for Lancaster. Here, Miniconi misses low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, the Ducks loading up on a couple of pitchers during the week because they've got a bunch out injured, including Scott Schumann, Dustin Richardson, and DJ Mitchell. 5 Ducks total injured, 2 position players in Minicozzi and Ford, and those 3 aforementioned pitchers. As here, Miniconi, misses low. It's 3-2. I've got to get my Minicozzi and Miniconi right, David. Miniconi's the pitcher. Minicozzi, is the hitter. Well, here's a hit. 1 hop to short. Big charity hop for Dan Lyons. Guns across the go tie to get Bell for the 2nd out.
Just want to say hi to my golf guru and very good friend, Doug Jansen, the best teaching pro on Long Island, works out of Brentwood Country Club. He, his wife, his father-in-law, daughter, and her boyfriend, all 5, sitting behind home plate tonight, enjoying the game. Great to have them here. Doug described me and my golf swing as the most nervous, anxious, and tense golfer he's ever seen, and suggests strongly that I never play again sober. Playing sober is not what I should do. That's
not conducive to your game, no?
No, it is not. I was born nervous. You know that, Chris.
Here is Halton in, and he takes a strike. Having a big night. He's 2 for 3, single homer, run scored, 2 knocked in for the league leader in home runs, Sean Halton. So Miniconi trying to make quick work here of the Barnstormers on a pop to Lyons, a ground ball to Lyons, and now a strike to Halton. Swings through this one. It's 0-2, and boy, in the blink of an eye, Miniconi threatening to retire the side. And 7-4 Barnstormers as they bat in the top of the 7th. Opener of a 3-game set. These teams so evenly matched during the year. They've each beaten the other 6 times in the previous 12 meetings. 0-2 is low and outside. Actually got the right foot of home plate umpire Frank Urilli, I think, but he appears to be fine. It's ball 1.
Halton always looks at the plate as if it's a home run derby. And he's just waiting for somebody to just throw him a lollipop and just send it over the fence, as he did way back in the first inning. He's got that home run hitter look.
He's got a 7-game hitting streak, hits in 17 of his last 18 games now for Sean Halton. A 1-2. He lines this one, but fouled on the left field line off the facade of the Smokin' Owl's party deck down there in the brand new beer garden. The count holds.
Oh, I could go for some pulled pork tonight, but only if it's cold.
That's right.
How about frozen pulled pork on a pop?
Anything cold. We got to have something cold in this booth tonight, right? Although it has gotten better.
Yeah, it has.
As the night's gone along, but we hear from Jerry Anderson, the matriarch of the Long Island Ducks, that tomorrow is going to be even hotter.
It was so hot and humid today, Chris. I called my ex-wife just for the chilly reception.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. Try the veal.
There you go. David Weiss, I love that one. The 1-2 is up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. I know you've used that before, but it's still great to hear.
Love it every time.
It is. It is. Just for the chilly reception.
Since I've been married twice, it fits. More than you know.
Deuces are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Sean Halton as Miniconi tries to retire the side in order. Here's his pitch, and that one skied to left center field. A moon ball. Who's going to take control here? The center fielder, Vega. And 1-2-3 go the Stormers. Time to stretch. Middle of the 7th inning in Central Islip. Lancaster still up on top of the flock. 7-4 our score.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Nick Struck, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up. It's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Lomagino, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, we have another pitching change for the Lancaster Barnstormers as the Ducks come up in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 7-4. The 6'1" righty, a local boy for the Barnstormers from Lancaster, PA, Pete Andrelzik, making his, I believe, 45th appearance of the season, all in relief, an ERA of 3.13.
Now, first to see him, Phelan Lentini at the top of the order on his 39th birthday. Shows bunt, draws it back, and takes the pitch outside for ball 1. Again, bottom of the 7th underway. Ducks trailing 7-4. It's been a pretty good birthday night for Phelan already. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, a run batted in, and a run scored. So he has added to many of his league-leading totals this evening. The 1-0 is low and away from Andrelzik again. For Lentini, leading the league in runs scored. He's added another of those. Leading the league in total hits. He's added another of those. Leading the league in total bases. He's added a pair of those. So what a season for Lentini. At 39 now. Showed bunt, drew it back. The pitch missed. 3-0.
With Lentini having more power than Anthony Vega. You know, Vega and Lentini have swip-swapped at the top of the order. One leading off, the other batting second. Lentini finds himself back in the leadoff position now.
I think he will take here 3-0. He does, and there's a strike. So Andrelzik finally drops one in. Justin Jackson saw one batter, Chris Skura, and got him to line out to center field to end the sixth. Be a 3-1 pitch, so be something for Phelan. And up and in, he takes it for ball 4. So the leadoff man aboard on another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins.
I think it's rule 1 for any opposing team when facing the Ducks. Don't walk this guy.
Yeah, right. Lentini with all that speed down at first. 34 stolen bases. Second in the league. He's only been caught 4 times. And certainly a good chance he'll run here as Anthony Vega will be the hitter. He's 1 for 2. With a walk, a single, and a run in. Again, Ducks trailed 4-0, rallied to tie at 4-4. But John Brownell gave up a big 3-run bomb to Caleb Gindel to put the lead back at 3 for the visitors. Here Andrelzik deals strike 1 to Anthony Vega. So holding him on at first is Casey Hobson. And we'll watch Lentini do his thing. He is at the cutout already on his primary lead. Andrelzik way over on the third base side of the rubber, fires over to first. And Phelan back on his feet.
He'll drive opposing pitchers to distraction and upset their timing. Meanwhile, Andrelzik, with an unusual setup move, he faces the batter and then comes to a set position.
0-1. Good rip, but he missed it Vega. 0-2. It's been the problem for Vega this year, the strikeouts. 104 strikeouts on the season. That is tied for second most of any player in the league. So Andrelzik feels he has him set up here at 0-2, snaps another throw over to first, and Lentini hops back to the bag on his feet. Dan Lyons waits in the on-deck circle. The Ducks try to chip away at, again, a 3-run lead for Lancaster. 0-2, up and in at the belt for ball 1.
And when you look at prototypical leadoff hitters, you don't want them to strike out that much. You want more contact. Vega, in every other category, though, fits. Good contact hitter when he does hit the ball, has some power, and great speed.
So the crowd getting behind the home team. Let's Go Ducks is the chant with a 1-2 pitch to follow. Grounds it to first. Played there by Hobson. He'll go, and he hits Lentini in the back with the ball. It rolls into left field. Phelan will take third, and the Ducks get a huge break there. So instead of David getting the sure out, Casey Hobson tried to get the lead man Lentini, and he hit him square in the back. The ball bounced away, and the Ducks have runners at the corners and nobody out.
It's surprising that doesn't happen more often, but a first baseman needs to take a step to his right or left to change the angle in throwing to second base. In this case, he had no angle and threw it, as you said, Chris, right between the numbers in his back. It caroms to left field. Phelan on third. Holding at first is Vega. Runners on the corners and nobody out.
So big spot for Dan Lyons, and he was in a big spot last time up, but he struck out swinging with the bases loaded in the fifth. Was picked up, though, by Cody Puckett, who drove in 2 with a single behind him. Here he takes strike 1, and the count 0-1 on Lyons, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, and he did draw a walk back in the opening inning. So again, he represents the tying run at the plate. Nobody out here in the home 7th. Andrelzik's 0-1, wicked slider in there for a strike, 0-2. Boy, that thing had some tight movement on it, and Lyons could just watch it drop home. Again, he gets a good start on the Ducks shortstop, and now comes set away from his letters. 0-2 pitch. Slow roller towards short. Aaron shovels to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Scoring on the play is Phelan Lentini. So Dan Lyons, an RBI ground out. Long Island closes within 2. They trail at 7-5.
1 run at a time. Still time left for the Ducks, taking advantage of that fortuitous throw, at least from their point of view, from Casey Hobson. So the Ducks within a pair.
So second run scored by Lentini tonight. Adds to his league-leading total with 80 runs scored. And here's Cody Puckett, who's been the star tonight. 2 for 3, single, double, 3 runs batted in of Long Island's 5 on the board. represents the tying run at the plate. Lions with not much speed, a one-out runner at first for Cody. And Drelzik's pitch, there's that slider again, gets the outside edge, 0-1. So it's an RBI fielder's choice for Dan Lyons. So he picks up his 41st ribby of the year, and it's a 7-5 game. Puckett takes it the other way down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's just foul.
Almost did it again.
Almost, David. Exactly similar to the opposite field dunk that brought home 2 of Cody's bat back in the 5th.
All right, in terms of scoring, Vega, is that officially a fielder's choice in that it hit the bat of Lentini?
I believe it was scored in E3 on the first baseman Hobson, David.
Right,
I believe that's the only error of the game on Lancaster.
There you go.
So I believe that was the scoring, as certainly Hobson could have had the easy out at first if he went that route, tried to get the lead man, and then threw it away off the back of Lentini, who eventually came around to score. Boy, and Drelzik, another 0-2 count here, though, on a duck hitter. This time it's Cody Puckett. Pitch low and away. Nice backhand stab by the catcher, Cutler, and it's ball 1.
Well, it's getting late here at Bethpage Ballpark, but the way this thing has gone, it's unlikely the final score of this game will be 7-5.
I absolutely agree with you. 1-2 pitch coming, righty-righty. And he swung through it, so Puckett down on strikes, and there's a huge second out for Andrelzik, the right-hander.
First strikeout for Andrelzik. And I believe that's the 6th strikeout overall for Lancaster pitching tonight.
And 5 for the starter, Joey Mayer. Nothing for Justin Jackson, who saw only 1 batter and got skirted a line out. And now 1 K recorded by Andrelzik. So let's see if Gotay can pick him up. Ruben 1 for 3 tonight with a single back in the 2nd. But since then he has struck out swinging and grounded out to second base. Lefty batter, though, for the righty thrower. Lions now a 2-out runner at first. First pitch. Outside edge of the knees for a strike, 0-1. So we talked about that on-base streak for Ruben, 26 straight games now, and that's the reason he started tonight, 2nd in the league in on-base percentage at .399. So tonight, aboard 1 time in 3 trips. He'll see that dip a little bit unless he gets on here, and then it'll go up a little bit. 0-1, outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And in terms of sabermetrics, and the way Billy Bean put his teams together, on-base percentage was the most important category.
Yep.
Anybody approaching 400 on on-base percentage, that means a lot.
Yeah, you're starting to see that more and more now on graphics when you watch baseball games, that's the number they're focusing on as opposed to just average home runs and RBIs. Here swung through in tight on Gotay's hands, and he's down, a ball and 2 strikes. Standard baseball graphic has always been average home runs, RBIs, but starting to see on-base percentage creep in there.
Well, look at what's happened with pitchers. Forget about wins. You're looking at whip now. You're looking
the
at
whip is the big one.
And for all players, wins above replacement.
Yeah, how they hit with runners in scoring position, that's a big one.
Late inning pressure, absolutely. All that stuff is factored in now.
1-2 pitch. Gotay slaps it foul down the other side, the left field line.
You know, I mean, similar in golf, and I was talking about my good buddy and teaching pro Doug Jansen before. It's not just the amount of yards you're hitting the ball. It's swing speed. It's swing angle. There's so many things involved, all of which I barely register. They take measurements. There's just nothing there.
Not showing up on the charts.
No, not a blip.
1-2 is stroked into center field. Will get down for a base hit. Big turn at second for Lions. He'll head back, and the Ducks have the tying men on with 2 away. So Gotay's second hit of the night. He's 2 for 4.
And it brings up Tyler Colvin, who has popped up once but hit 2 deep fly balls, 1 to left, 1 to right, just getting under 2 of them when he could have had possibly 2 homers tonight. Colvin with that uppercut home run type swing, and this might be a good time to pop one of those.
Well, Michael Pollock tells us, David, that Vega ball put in play was scored fielder's choice E3, so we were both right.
We're both right. There you
so
go.
Fielder's choice E3 on the play by Hobson that hit Lentini in the back. So here is Colvin in a big spot, as David told you. He's hit 2 deep ones, also popped out on the infield. He's 0 for 3. And Drelzik in a deep spot here. This Colvin represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Ducks have never led in this game, Trail by 4, tied the game. Trail by 3, have cut it to 2 here. Down 7-5 in the home 7th with a run home. That Gotai single to center, their first hit of the inning. The count 1-0 on Colvin. A check of second, another one by Andrelzik. And the pitch up high, 2-0.
And again, MVP performance by the league's most popular mascot, Quackerjack, on top of the Ducks dugout, giving the whammy.
Oh, you love it.
The whammy to Pete Andrelzik.
Gotta love the whammy. That's my son Connor's favorite thing, I think. When Quackerjack puts the whammy, he joins in, and I got to give a plug to Connor tonight. Playoff hockey game, his team went out and won it 12-1.
All right.
He's in goal tonight. Why'd he let up 1? Come on, Connor, if you're listening. What happened on the 1? 2-0 is, off the leg, I believe, of Colvin out of the dirt. And he'll take a little stroll, no harm, 2-1.
And you certainly played some goalie yourself growing
up. A little bit of goalie. I was more of a center.
Yeah.
The center was my thing, but Connor's pretty much always goalie. And big playoff game tonight over in Smithtown, so they win their first round game. And I do believe he's got to take on the top seed in the next game. So the next game will be a lot different than a 12-1 win, I guarantee that.
But he's doing well, an all-star in every respect.
Yeah, he is playing some great hockey. So congratulations to my son Connor tonight as they move on to round 2. 2-1 pitch to Colvin. And that's skied but foul off the end of the bat down the left field line. And I believe your daughter had a big birthday this week. Is that correct?
Yeah, talk about Fayette Lantini turning 39 tonight. What a week it's been. August 10th, Kimmy turned 24.
Oh.
And then my wife turned the next day on August 11th. That was yesterday.
Wow, that is big.
Yeah, big.
They're born back-to-back days?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
My wife and my daughter.
Big week in that Weiss household.
Yeah, my other daughter Rachel is July 15th. My birthday is a week from today. I mean, all summer birthdays.
Summer birthdays, wow. 2-2 coming. And, just got a piece of it. Back to the backstop where the inning would have been over.
Oh, I got to mention, Barkley, my dog, my Shih Tzu Bichon, mix.
Don't curse on the air.
No, he's a Shih Tzu. SHIHTZU. Shih Tzu Bichon.
Oh, that's better. I like Shih Tzu better.
Yeah, I say Shih Tzu. I don't want to go there. Anyway, his birthday is this Sunday, August the 14th. He turns 4.
Incredible.
And he is demanding a steak dinner. We're going to have to come through.
Another 2-2 pitch. Just missing outside and the count full. So the catcher, Charlie Cutler, pops out of the crouch to alert his defense that the Duck runners will be off on a 2-out payoff pitch.
Which means something hit to the gap can tie this game.
Absolutely. So Lions will run from second, Gotai from first on a 3-2 pitch to Tyler Colvin here with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Ducks trail at 7-5. So David's right. A gapper could tie this game. And Drelzik on the third base side of the rubber, set away from his letters. His payoff is grounded to first, knocked down by the first baseman Hobson. Underhands to the pitcher, Andrelzik covering, and they beat Colvin to the bag to get the final out of the inning.
What a play.
Oh, what a play. I thought that was going to get through for at least 1 run and maybe 2. But the Ducks have to settle for a run on a hit. There was an error, a walk, and they leave 2. 7 complete in CI. It's the Barnstormers 7 and the Flock 5.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Anthony Vega, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Hey fans, this is pitcher James Lomagino, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Ducks trail at 7-5 as we go to inning number 8. John Minicone pitched just one inning tonight. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He tossed a 1-2-3 7, and he is replaced by another newcomer for the Long Island Ducks. Just 20 years old is this right-hander. He stands 5'11", 180 pounds, a native of Paterson, New Jersey, and just his second game as a Long Island Duck. It is Heriberto Garcia, and I hand it back to my partner, the closer, in our broadcast booth tonight, David Weiss.
Thank you so much, Chris King. And it is time for Garcia to face Mike McDade, Kevin Ahrens, and Charlie Cutler, number 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Barnstormers. Garcia, the right-hander, against the left-handed swinging McDade, and the first pitch is inside for a ball. 1-0. McDade this evening is officially 1 for 2. He has walked into a double play and singled in the 6th and scored and ripped one down the right field line and foul. That will carry him all the way down to the area where Phelan Lentini has to track it down and throw it into the crowd. 1 ball and 1 strike to McDade.
Yeah, Garcia did a nice job, David, in his Ducks debut here on Wednesday. 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, a walk, a strikeout.
Garcia, unlike many other relievers, goes with a full windup. 1-1 pitch downstairs, 2 balls and a strike to McDade.
Very unusual to see a player as young as 20 in the Atlantic League, but that is the age of Heriberto Garcia.
And getting great experience against terrific hitters and a high quality of baseball in the Independent Atlantic League. 2-1 pitch, again it's foul, and this one skips over the fence that guards the Ducks dugout and lands in the dugout. You don't see that very often now, but it's tossed out by whoever came up with that baby, and hopefully everybody's fine.
It's hard to believe, David, you and I go all the way back to year 1, but remember when those fences weren't even there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, in the major leagues, some parks still don't have them. Here's a swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Heriberto Garcia, facing his first batter, Mike McDade, 1 down.
Yeah, Roberto spent the past 3 seasons in the Dominican Summer League with the Cincinnati Reds, so a native of the Dominican Republic. Has to be great for him, and now coming to the Long Island Ducks, and off to a good start tonight here in the 8th.
20 years old.
Yeah, 20. That's unbelievable. By far the youngest Duck.
I've got putters older than that.
I've got T-shirts older than him.
And socks. Pitch to Kevin Ahrens is off the plate with a fastball, 1-0. Ahrens doubled to left center field his first time up in that big 4-run first inning for the Barnstormers. Also fouled out and lined out to right field. 2 balls and no strikes to Ahrens. Charlie Cutler is waiting on deck. 7-5 Barnstormers lead here in the top of the 8th. 9 hits for the Stormers, 10 for the Ducks. But the most important number up on the board, they lead by 2. Swing and a miss. Uppercut swing from Ahrens and a good sinking fastball from Garcia. It's 2-1. You can see why the Ducks hierarchy and Kevin Baez like Garcia. He's got electric stuff. Good fastball, moves it around. And 2-1. Downstairs. We don't have a speed machine here that we can see, but that's got to be well into the 90s. He's got a lot of pop on that fastball.
You can hear the pop. The difference in the pop in Dowd's glove is very noticeable. You're right, David.
Ahrens batting for the right side, slightly open stance, being played straight away, and he hits one in the air. Is it playable? It's behind the plate. Nope, and we'll make it all the way upstairs, above our heads, and on the rebound, comes right back down and chased down by a fan in front of us. You're always in play here at the ballpark. Bring him it. Keep your eye on the ball. The count is now full to Aaron's at 3-2. Roberto Garcia gets the sign. Pitch on the way, and that is what they used to call chin music. High and tight. Aaron's had to back away, and he works out a walk. So after a strikeout, a base on balls to Kevin Aaron's. 1 on, 1 out.
Well, the A-Rod watch in the Bronx tonight. Again, his final game as a New York Yankee. He is 1 for 2 with a run batted in. He had an RBI double in the opening inning, the bottom of the first, that tied the game at 1 and brought home Brett Gardner, but again was retired in his second AB.
That's our A-Rod watch for the evening, playing in his final game as a Yankee, but most likely not his final Major League game, period.
I agree with you. I think we will see him again, and maybe as soon as next week for the Marlins. Who knows?
I think he'll keep playing until he gets 700. Maybe he goes beyond that. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to play next year. Charlie Cutler at the plate. He is 0 for 3, batting from the left side, and he swings at the first pitch, lifts it in the air. Should be just a tall can of corn for Chris Skura, and he makes the catch. 2 down.
Elsewhere in the Atlantic League in York tonight, Bluefish all over the Revs 6-0 as they play in the top of the ninth there as they try to wrap it up. One final to tell you about, New Britain Bees at home tonight, a 3-2 win over the Skeeters, and the Patriots really taking it to the Crabs. 8-2 Somerset leads it at home tonight, bottom of the 6th.
Patriots trying to go back over 500 for the second half, came in at 17 up, 17 down, and trailing the Ducks by a couple of games. So here's Yusuke Kajimoto, the second baseman at the bottom of the order for Lancaster. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. One of those outs that he made was a spectacular play at second base by Matt Wessinger. A short hop and then an underhand toss to Gotai, beating the speedy Kajimoto to first base. Also an infield single. And we mentioned he walked, so 1 for 2. It's 1 ball and no strikes. There's 1 on, 2 out. Top of the 8th. Ducks trail by 2. Lancaster would certainly love to have a little more insurance against this Ducks lineup. Coming set Garcia, short lead by Aarons at first base, and the pitch is slapped the other way. Down the left field line and racing over, making the catch, and a fine catch, Chris Skura. That's in foul territory, but that retires the side. Kachimoto goes down, no runs, no hits, a walk, a man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at Bethpage Ballpark, and the score remains Lancaster 7, the Ducks 5.
Hey fans, this is Kevin Byers, manager of the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Well, they go to the bottom of the 8th. Ducks trail the Barnstormers 7-5, and a new pitcher in for Lancaster. He is the 33-year-old right-hander, 6 foot tall, 215-pound Evan Meek, the native of Bellevue, Washington. That's where he's born. Now calls Kenmore, Washington his home. Pitched earlier this season with the Somerset Patriots, and then came over to these Barnstormers where he's pitched 7 games and put up a 1-0 record and an outstanding 1.29 ERA. So Evan Meek becomes the 4th pitcher of the night for the Barnstormers. Pete Andrelzik pitched 1 inning the 7th. He allowed 1 hit, 1 run, had a walk, and a strikeout.
And Evan Meek will be facing Mike Dowd, Matt Wessinger, and Chris Skura, the bottom 3rd of the order for the Long Island Ducks. So Meek inherits this game. So you could say, Chris, you could say the Meek inherits the game. Thank you. Got that one in.
Couldn't resist, could you?
Nope. I was rooting for Evan Meek to get in so I could use that line. Mike Dowd at the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Dowd came in as the 10th leading hitter in the Atlantic League at 298. And he's now at 299, I believe, after a 1 for 3 evening. Hit it to a double play in the second. Single, a run scored in the fifth. Struck out in the sixth. The count 1-0 as Meek delivers. Slider well outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Mike Dowd. So the Ducks need to get at least one runner on to bring the tying run to the plate. They have 6 outs left with which to work. Bottom of the 8th. And the Ducks trail 7-5. Righty-righty matchup. 2-0 pitch. Dowd swings. Another slider. And it's 2-1 to Dowd.
Well, you mentioned Dowd in the 10 spot in the Atlantic League, David. The Ducks with 4 hitters now in the top 10 in the league. Lentini's number 1. Delta Cleary Jr. getting tonight off as number 2. And they also have Ruben Gotay at number 8 and the aforementioned Dowd at number 10.
Only 7 batters coming into the evening tonight. We're at 300 or better
That is unreal.
in the league.
Isn't
with the
that?
qualifying number of at-bats.
Yeah, I find that very surprising. Usually you have way more 300 hitters than that.
But as we mentioned, the average not the most important factor now that's looked at by managers and others putting teams together.
Well, for the first time tonight, too, David, we see light rain starting to fall here. Nothing heavy at all, though.
3-1 pitch is up and in. Dowd, did he hold? Now he's confused. Guess it was called a strike, so now it's a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So once the home plate umpire, Frankie Ridley, called it a strike, there was no need to look at the first base umpire because you can't reverse a strike call. So we're full now on Dowd, who again would love to get on in any way possible. Bring that tying run to the plate.
A bloop and a blast, David. That's all they need.
That's it. That's the recipe. The coming set is Meek, and the payoff pitch. Inside corner just misses. Boy, Meek wanted that. He's walking off the mound.
Yep.
Walking all the way, about halfway to home plate, and having a few words with Frankie Ridley. Nothing too tense, though, and Mike Dowd is aboard, and the tying run does indeed come to the plate. That is the 4th walk overall surrendered by Lancaster pitching. So it brings up Matt Wessinger. Matt does have 1 home run on the season. That's driven in 18. And tonight, he is 0 for 3. He's bounced out, hit into a fielder's choice, and lined out, but he has scored a run. That came in the 5th, the 3-run 5th for the Long Island Ducks. And the count 1-0 to Wessinger. So we'll see if the Ducks exercise a little more patience here at the plate as Meek walked the first man that he faced in Mike Dowd. Not a threat to steal. And, of course, trailing by 2. It's not likely he would take off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Matt.
Meek, a former big leaguer with the Pirates and the Orioles, another player that has come over from Somerset and really excelled. We mentioned in the batting order tonight, Trayvon Robinson has done the same, and Meek has done it out of the pen.
I might have given the wrong statistics for Matt Wessinger. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's popped out, infield single, and has also doubled. So good night for Wessinger. Chris Skura waiting on deck. So again, Dowd with a short lead, being held on by Casey Hobson. And coming set, Meek. And a check swing. Did he hold? He did. In that case, Frankie Ridley, home plate umpire, checked with the first base ump, Steve Leonardo, who said yes, signaling safe. So Wessinger has the count in his favor at 3 balls and a strike. Dowd at first. And Wessinger can be selective here, should get something good to hit. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's off the plate. Blowing outside. So 2 consecutive walks given up by Lancaster's Evan Meek, and the Ducks have the tying runs aboard. And Butch Hobson coming out of the dugout, and that will likely do it for Evan Meek, although he's checking with the home plate umpire before he crosses the foul line.
Go ahead, David, I'm sorry. Yeah, Butch checking that, and now walking out. I think he wanted to check how many timeouts he had. This is his second one. Officially, he had 1 in the bottom of the 5th and now 1 in the bottom of the 8th. And that is another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. In fact, a pair of them. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. So each and every inning here lately, the Ducks have threatened, David. They've got, again, back to even, tying the game at 4 in the bottom of the 5th, and have had chances to put more runs on the board, but left 2 men on last inning, left 1 man on in the 6th, left 2 on in the 5th. So they left 5 men on in the last 3 frames. And home plate umpire Frankie Riley does indicate that is the second charge timeout for the Stormers, and that's what Butch Hobson was concerned with.
Chris Skora, this is deja vu for Chris. He's 0 for 3 in the 5th inning, in which the Ducks scored 3 times. He came up with 2 runners on, nobody out, was not called on to bunt, hit into a fielder's choice, and it did turn into a bigger inning for the Long Island Ducks. Let's see what he does here. He's called on to bunt and lays one down. It's a beauty, taken by the catcher, and the throw over to first is in time. Charlie Cutler to Casey Hobson, but Skora laying down a beauty, just like laying a tie on a bed and catching the ball with the bat. That thing has a little backspin and came to a dead stop on the grass in front of the pitcher's mound, well off the pitcher's mound, closer to the home plate dish, and the runners move up.
I think the difference, David, last time the Ducks were down 3, and Kevin Byers had him swing away. This time down 2, you can move 2 men over and get him in a tying position, scoring position to tie the game, and that's the difference. So really nice play by the catcher Cutler, though. He called off everybody, and then he actually threw to Kaji Moto, the second baseman, who was covering at first. So 2-4 on the sacrifice bunt. And now the birthday boy with a chance to tie the game with a base hit. Here's Lentini.
39 years young today, 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs scored, 1 driven in, and it's a ground ball through the hole, base hit, center field, coming in to scores Mike Dowd. Wessinger's being waved in, the throw is offline. We are tied, a 2-run single for Phelan Lentini, 7 up. How about that, Lentini?
Unbelievable, David. 39 years young, his 3rd hit of the night. He's been aboard 4 times in 5 plate appearances. And the hottest bat for Long Island these days has tied this contest. So, 7-7. Remember, the Ducks were down 4-0, tied at 4-4. Down 7-4, tie at 7-7. Still only 1 out. So a chance to take their first lead, and you know Lentini is going to try to run here on Evan Meek the first chance he gets.
Anthony Vega is at the plate. Vega batting for the left side against the righty. Evan Meek. Pitch on the way up. That's high. 1 ball and no strikes. Vega tonight has popped out. Infield single and scored a run in the 4th. Walked in the 5th. Hit into a fielder's choice where there was an error on the play as well in the 7th. So Vega with a hole to shoot through for the right side, and Lentini takes off. The pitch as Lentini goes on back. It was a fake steal for Lentini. He feigned a dash to second and then went back. Boy, he had a good jump, though.
I got to think he's going to go, David. First opportunity he gets here, and can the Ducks finally take the lead?
Lentini with 34 steals. He's been caught stealing only 4 times this season. And he's going this time. Tremendous jump. The throw, the slide. Not in time. Stolen base number 35. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position thanks to the base stealing of 39-year-old Phelan Lentini.
And David, he made sure he hugged that base that time because, again, he overslid the bag earlier in the game, was tagged out. And now they're going to intentionally walk Anthony Vega here. As the new Atlantic League rule, you have to just give the indication to put him aboard, and I think that is going to be it for Evan Meek, as Butch Hobson is out for the 2nd time in the inning, so he must take his pitcher out.
Well, an eventful inning for Evan Meek and for the Long Island Ducks. 2 consecutive walks, a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt by Chris Skora, putting 2 runners in scoring position. The clutch 2-run single tying the game by Phelan Lentini. He has stole second base. Vega with the intentional walk. Dan Lance coming to the plate, and we'll take this break here at Bethpage Ballpark with another pitcher on the way in for the Lancaster Barnstormers. It is the bottom of the 8th. The Ducks have tied it at 7.
Hey fans, this is Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Hey, PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free, it takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.pseglyny.com/savemoney.
Now, the fifth pitcher of the night for the Lancaster Barnstormers is in, and it is the right-hander, 5'10", 161-pound Hitoshi Fujie, the native of Osaka, Japan. And he makes his first appearance of this series in a big spot. Again, the Ducks have never led in this game. Trailed 4-0, tied at 4-4, trailed 7-4, have tied at 7-7. They have first and second and one out for Dan Lyons as Anthony Vega was intentionally walked, and that spelled the end of the night for Evan Meek, who recorded just one out in the 5 batters he faced. The game now belongs to Fujie, and also, David, the Ducks tying the game here in the 8th have taken John Brownell off the hook, and he will remain undefeated at home at 6-0 as he will take a no decision tonight. And the respective bullpens are now the guys that will get the decisions in this game.
So what a night it's been from start to finish, and we're far from the finish.
Barnstormer Duck games always seem to be this way. Butch Hobson, as we know, David, manages every game like it's Game 7 of the World Series, and why not?
You won't find a more intense manager anywhere.
Nope.
And this has become quite a rivalry. Phelan Lentini is at second base. He is the go-ahead run. Anthony Vega, intentionally walked, is at first base. He would be the insurance run if you want to go that far. Dan Lyons at the plate. He has struck out twice. He's walked, hit into a fielder's choice, but drove in a run with that fielder's choice. So he's officially 0 for 3 with an RBI. Been on base twice. And a righty-righty matchup here with Hitoshi Fujie on the mound. Taking a long look in. Bit of a delay, and now we're all set. Lions standing up on the plate. The Ducks with one down, primed to take their first lead of the evening. Fujie comes set. A long look, looks at Lentini, and now a big overhand curveball, nips the outside corner for a strike. 0-1.
Just 10 games pitched with Lancaster for Fujie. No record and a 2.25 earned run average.
Maybe because he's standing on the mound, but he doesn't look 5'10", looks a little taller than that. And we're so used to seeing tall pitchers these days from 6'4", 6'5", and up. 0-1 the count to Lyons. Fujie again, extremely deliberate on the mound. And his pitch on the way, and Lyons hits it in the air. It's playable to the right side. First baseman K.C. Hobson, fair territory. Infield fly rule was called, so he was going to be out regardless, and Lyons is retired 2 down.
Well, we saw Cody Puckett pick up Dan Lyons in a similar spot back in the 5th with a big 2-run single to right. Can the Ducks RBI leader do it again? He's already knocked in 3 tonight.
The hitting starts for the Ducks, to be sure. Lentini and Cody Puckett. As King just mentioned, he's fouled out. He's doubled in a run. A bloop 2-run single down the right field line. He's also struck out. So 2 for 4 with 3 ribbies with that single and a double. And another clutch situation for Cody. Another righty-righty matchup here. As Fujie looks in. Comes set. Quick glance at Phelan Lentini at second base, and the pitch on the way. There's a big curveball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There's that expression for pitchers who deliver the ball quickly to the plate, pitching as if they're double parked. In this particular case, Fujie is pitching as if his car was put in a garage that could stay there overnight.
Yep.
So he's extremely slow on the mound. But Puckett standing in, right up on the plate. Fujie again, long look in, the pitch on the way, and it's right down the pike for a strike, 1-1.
We've had 14 runs, 20 hits, 3 errors in this game, and we're back to square one as we're tied in the home 8.
All right, the game is better than 3 hours old, but that includes a 13-minute delay for rain that never did appear. And by the way, it's still drizzling, but barely, misty. Fans still in their seats, nobody running for cover. 1-1 the count to Cody Puckett. Fougier delivers, and that's outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Fougier just trying to nibble that outside edge on Cody Puckett, and I'm surprised he's going there with the way Cody has just dumped that ball so easily into right tonight. You figured he would use the scouting report and try to come in on the hands rather than give Cody something that he can easily take the other way.
In addition to that bloop single to right, in his last at-bat where he struck out, Cody almost did it again with a bloop down the right field line that was just foul. So Fougier comes set, and a 2-1 pitch to Cody Puckett with 2 out, and 2 out is low. 3 balls and a strike. So Cody, you would think, would get something to hit here. Ruben Gotay is waiting on deck. He has a couple of hits tonight. But the last thing that Fougier and skipper Butch Hobson want him to do is to load the bases. There are 2 down. This is the bottom of inning number 8. The Ducks have come from behind twice in this game and have tied it now at 7 after tying it previously at 4. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that one's hit the other way. Right field, down the line. Sean Holton is giving it a big run. He can't catch up to it, and he crashes into the stands. Looks like he's okay. He gave that a run, and that one landed, I believe, in foul territory and then skipped off the fence and then bounded backwards. But Cody Puckett again going the other way, and Holton couldn't catch up, so the count is full.
Yeah, good effort by Sean Holton, no doubt about it. The Duck runners were flying just in case it was a fair ball, but clearly in foul territory, hit the warning track and then ricocheted back onto the field. So, with the count full, David, it's more dangerous for Fougier, as both runners will be off for Long Island.
First baseman Casey Hobson playing behind the runner, Anthony Vega. And you get all that speed with Phelan Lantini on second. 2 guys with plenty of speed on the base paths. And a full count on Cody Puckett. Fougier, the long look in. Here's the pitch, and outside corner he misses. The bases are loaded. Cody Puckett being very selective, and Chris, that pitch did not miss by much.
Nope. Great eye, though. He looked it over. He leaned in to make sure. And the bases are loaded for Ruben Gotay.
And by the way, that happens to be the 4th walk of this inning. Another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. Again, 4 walks in this inning. It's been only 1 hit. That was Lentini's game-tying 2-run single. Here's Ruben Gotay batting from the left side against the righty, Hitoshi Fougier, the 5th pitcher used by the Barnstormers tonight. Gotay has 2 singles sandwiched around a strikeout and a ground out. So Lantini is pushed over to third, Vega to second, and Cody Puckett, who received that walk moments ago, is at first. Bases loaded with Ducks. Game is tied. Ducks trying to get on top for the first time tonight. Fougier, the pitch to Gotay. He swings and a foul. I think Gotay had the right idea there. After walking Puckett, he assumed the first pitch would be something he could hit.
Yep.
But it was an off-speed pitch, and Gotay out in front and just kind of nubbed it to the right side, 0-1.
Again, the pressure on Fougier to throw strikes, though, because even a walk would put Long Island on top.
So all the runners take their respective leads. Gotay being played straight away in the outfield. And the infield as well. Fougier's pitch to Gotay, swung on, and another soft grounder to the right side. So Fougier out in front of Ruben Gotay, 0-2. Most of the fans who turned out for the game tonight in hot and steamy conditions are still here, and they've been treated to a wild one.
It really has been, from the 4-run first inning for the Barnstormers against Brownell to 2 big home club rallies to twice tie the game from deficits of 4 and 3 runs.
We've had a total of 3 errors in this game, but we've had a slew of web gems. Fine plays in the outfield and infield from both teams. 0-2 pitch on the way to Gotay. Smack down the right field line. Fair ball! 1 run has scored. 2-run score. being waved around and scoring number 3, a 3-run double for Ruben Gotay. We have broken this Gotay, and the Ducks have leading it now 10-7. A 5-run 8th inning for the Ducks, turning a 7-5 deficit into a 10-7 lead.
Well, David, it took them more than 3 hours, about 3 hours and 10 minutes before they take their first lead. But the guy with the biggest hit of the night, you called it. Ruben Gotay breaks the tie, and Long Island with a 5-run 8th have batted around, and they have the lead by 3.
Lentini, Vega, Puckett, all scoring. Gotay in scoring position. Tyler Colvin, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 8th inning for the Ducks. And Fougier misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the way it's gone in the 8th inning. Walk, sacrifice, 2-run single, intentional walk, pop out, walk, 3-run double, Ruben Gotay. Put that in the blender, pour it out, you get a 5-run inning, and the Ducks turning a 2-run deficit into a 3-run lead. Fougier comes set, 1-0 pitch, big looping curveball. That thing about 55, 60 miles an hour, tops. And swinging right through it is Colvin, 1-1. Tyler Colvin tonight has flied out twice deep to the outfield, a little popped out. And he bounced out to the first baseman, who underhanded it to the pitcher covering on a fine play at first base. So he's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. Wide open stance from the left side for Colvin. Fougier will throw it to the plate, and that one is driven to right field. Sean Holton is running over, though has room. And again, Colvin hit it fairly hard, but lines out to right field. In the inning, lots of damage done. 5 runs for the Ducks, 2 base hits, 4 walks, 1 man left. We have now finished 8 with the Ducks, and a chance to close it out. Ducks leading the Barnstormers 10-7.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Well, this one goes to inning number 9. The Long Island Ducks have a 10-7 lead, and they will use their 4th pitcher of the night to try to close it out, and that is indeed the closer, Todd Coffey, who comes in. 37th appearance of the year, all in relief, 2-4 record, and a 3.38 earned run average. He's got 20 saves already. 34 2/3 innings pitched, 35 hits allowed. He's walked 13, struck out 37, and the opposition batting .259 against the big right-handers. So, can he close it out and give the Ducks the opener of this 3-game set? Scheduled to hit for Lancaster, the top of their order, Gindel, Robinson, and Hobson.
What a game it's been. The Ducks at one point trailed 4-0, tied it up, trailed again 7-4, cut it to 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th. A 5-run 8th inning, turning that 7-5 deficit into a 10-7 lead. It seems to me somebody in this booth said there's no chance this game will end up with a 7-5 score.
Yep, you were right, David.
We saw it coming, too, just the way it was going. And one of those games where the Ducks have proven that they're in a position where they refuse to lose. There are some games where you just feel there's nothing outside of their grasp. First pitch on the way from Coffey. to Caleb Gindel, top of the order. Gindel had what was the biggest blow of the game. That was the 3-run homer in the 6th. That turned a 4-4 tie into a 7-4 lead for the Barnstormers. Also doubled on the very first pitch of the game and came around to score. So he scored twice, 2 extra base hits. He's also flied out and grounded out. As he hits one in the air, left side. Chris Scora has a bit of a run, but now camps under it and makes the catch for the first out here in the ninth.
Oh, by the way, Heriberto Garcia worked 1 inning, no hits, no runs, a walk, 1 strikeout, and he would stand to be the winner if the Ducks are able to close it out.
How about that? Trayvon Robinson now coming up. Swinging from the left side. Coffey, the right-hander. Robinson walked in the first inning. It's also bounced out, struck out, flied out, 0 for 3 with a run scored. So the Ducks 2 outs away from a remarkable come-from-behind win. Robinson with the open stance, pitch from Coffey. That catches the outside corner. Good pop on that fastball from Coffey. 0-1.
Remember, David, we told you earlier on the out-of-town scoreboard, Bluefish were winning by 6, Patriots were winning by 6. At the time, Ducks were down by 3. It looked like the division was really going to tighten up, but Long Island could maintain their leads if they can close it out.
0-1 the count to Trayvon Robinson. Next pitch, same spot, outside corner, strike 2.
Ducks atop the Liberty, David. 1.5 better than the Bluefish, 2 better than the Patriots, but that could have become a half-game lead and a 1-game lead had they lost.
Again, the Bluefish and Somerset, scoreboard watching, I'm sure.
Yep.
And there's something very satisfying for Duck fans when they know that Bluefish fans and Somerset fans are looking at the score saying, oh, come on. Come on. Wait a minute. They were down 4-0. They were down 7-4. What's going on? And a swing and a miss. Trayvon Robinson goes down on strikes. 2 outs here. And the Ducks are 1 out away. I believe that's strikeout number 4 on the evening for Ducks pitching. First for Coffey, of course. And this brings up Casey Hobson, the third man in the order, who is 1 for 4 tonight. He singled in the second, has also bounced out twice and popped out. Batting for the left side. So the Ducks, again, have the Barnstormers down to their last out. 10 runs, 12 hits for the Ducks, 7 runs, 9 hits for Lancaster. Coffey coming set. Pitch on the way, ground ball, first base, gobbled up by Ruben Gotay, gets to the bag, beats Hobson, and it's over. Hoptown, summer on Long Island, Ducks win again, the fans are smiling. Ducks win! Ducks win! Ducks win!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, scoreboard numbers are correct.
What a victory, David. What a victory tonight to come back against this Barnstormer team twice from a 4-run deficit, a 3-run deficit, put up 5 in the 8th on just 2 base hits because of all the walks. They waited it out. It took them over 3 hours and 10 minutes to get their first lead, and then Todd Coffey made quick work of the Barnstormers in the 9th to record his 21st save of the season.
We said it in the first inning. 4 runs for the Barnstormers, but the Ducks had 27 outs with which to work.
Yep.
They were in the comeback trail. It was 4-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. Ducks got 1, then they get 3 in the next frame. Fall behind 7-4, make it 7-5 in the bottom of the 7th, and that 8th inning, one to remember. The Ducks, very simply, tonight refused to lose. 10-7 the final. It'll take a while to recap this one. A whole lot of things happened going back about 3.5 hours from now. So, again, 10-7 the final. Ducks win. Post-game show on the way.
Hey fans, this is Todd Coffey, right-handed pitcher. You are listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't Get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Chris King and David Weiss back to Bethpage Ballpark, where tonight the Ducks take the opener of a three-game series from the Lancaster Barnstormers by the final score of 10-7 in an absolutely wild one. Again, we'll go through the recap in our next segment, but David, we had three Ducks who had such good games tonight that we have to name them the try-winners of our Ducks player of the game tonight. We start with Phelan Lentini at the top of the order on his 39th birthday. All he did was go 3 for 4, get on base 4 times, score 3 runs, and drive in 3 runs. Cody Puckett contributed with a 2 for 4 night, drove in 3 and scored a run. And Ruben Gotai, a 3 for 5 night, 3 RBIs. But the biggest hit of the night in the bottom of the 8th in a 7-7 game with the bases loaded. He doubled into the right field corner, brought home everybody, and Long Island finally had their first lead of the night. So we really can't leave out Lentini on his birthday with his night. Cody Puckett was so clutch early. Ruben Gotai clutch late. They are the try players of the games.
And when you think about the fact that John Brownell surrendered all 7 earned runs, but Lancaster did not score a run after that. So how about a pat on the back?
Unbelievable, yeah.
To the bullpen once again. The Ducks have this great bridge to Todd Coffey. And even though Coffey wasn't faced with a critical situation in the 9th, he breezed through 1-2-3 with a 3-run lead. But again, a tip of the cap to John Menacone, Heriberto Garcia, and then, of course, Coffey closing it out.
Well, again, we'll take a break. When we come back, a quick recap of how it went down tonight. We'll preview tomorrow night's Game 2 matchup, run you through the out-of-town scoreboard, and wrap this one up. Again, the Ducks win it tonight, 10-7, your final.
Hey fans, this is infielder Matt Wessinger, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's Home for News, Traffic and Weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit LIDucks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Chris King and David Weiss back one final time to Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York, where tonight in the opener of a 3-game series, the Long Island Ducks defeated the Lancaster Barnstormers by the final score of 10-7. Time now for the recap of tonight's contest. It did not start well for John Brownell, the winningest pitcher in franchise history for Long Island. In the opening inning, he needed 17 minutes and 41 pitches to record 3 outs as 10 men came to the plate for the Barnstormers. They scored 4 runs on 4 hits and had a 4-0 lead a half an inning in, led by Sean Halton's big 2-run homer, his team leading 20th, the Barnstormers team leading 100th of the year. And things were looking grim for the Ducks early on, but they would battle back in this game, scoring a run in the bottom of the 4th inning as they would get 1 on the board on an RBI double by Cody Puckett that plated Anthony Vega to make it a 4-1 game. Eventually they would tie it at 4 in the bottom of the 5th on an RBI single by Phelan Lentini and a 2-run single by Cody Puckett. They had tied the contest at 4 after 5 innings of play. But Lancaster would put up a 3 spot in the top of the 6th as Caleb Gindel would hit a 3-run bomb to right field, his 8th of the season, to put the lead back at 3, 7-4 in favor of the Lancaster Barnstormers. Ducks, though, would get 1 home in the seventh inning on an RBI ground out by Dan Lyons that plated Phelan Lentini, and then they would blow it open in the bottom of the eighth, scoring 5 runs in the inning to go from 7-5 down to 10-7 up. Phelan Lentini, a big 2-run single up the middle that brought home Dowd and Wessinger to tie the game at 7, and then with 2 outs, Ruben Gotay and the bases loaded, a double into the right field corner, plating everybody, as scoring on the play were Lentini, Vega, and Puckett. Ducks had a 10-7 lead, handed the ball over to their closer, Todd Coffey. He got Caleb Gindel to fly out to left, struck out Trayvon Robinson swinging, and got Casey Hobson and hit a hard ground ball to first. Beautifully played, though, by Ruben Gotay, who took it to the bag himself, and the Ducks had the victory in the opener of this 3-game set. Final numbers for Long Island: 10 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. They leave 7. For the Barnstormers, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They strand 5. The winner is Heriberto Garcia for the Ducks in relief. He's 1-0. The loser, Evan Meeke, drops to 2-1, and Todd Coffey picks up his team-leading 21st save of the season. The game played in 3 hours and 5 minutes. That did not include a 13-minute weather delay in the top of the 5th. The rain never came, but it certainly looked like it would, and it didn't affect either pitcher as they both stayed in there. The crowd tonight, 4,613. So with the victory, the Ducks go to 19-14 in the second half, snap their 2-game losing streak. With a loss, the Barnstormers drop to 14-20. Lancaster has lost 2 straight and 4 of 5. Ducks now lead the season series over the Stormers, 7 wins to Lancaster's 6. And on this 7-game homestand, Long Island is now 3-2, 5 games in. On the out-of-town scoreboard, Bluefish blank the Revolution in York, 6-0 the final there. The Bees over the Skeeters, 3-2 in New Britain, Connecticut tonight. And the Patriots about to wrap up a big victory at home over Southern Maryland as they lead it 10-2 in the top of the 8th. So the Freedom Division will continue to have Lancaster in 3rd place, as the Ducks will stay atop the Liberty, 1.5 better than the Bluefish, 2 better than the Somerset Patriots. The big watch in the Bronx tonight, of course, is Alex Rodriguez, final game as a New York Yankee. In the very first inning, he had an RBI double that plated Brett Gardner. He's batting 3rd and DHing. He has not had a hit since. In fact, he has been retired twice. So right now, A-Rod 1 for 3 with a run batted in and a strikeout, as the Yankees and Rays are tied 3-3 in the 6th inning. And kind of fitting, David, they had a rainstorm. The heavens opened during the pregame ceremony to honor Alex Rodriguez. Very fitting with his rocky tenure as a member of the New York Yankees. So a big come-from-behind win tonight for the Long Island Ducks. And we talked about the 39-year-old Phelan Lentini. Had a big game on his birthday. He is a baby compared to the guy who will pitch tomorrow night for Long Island.
We're talking about Chris McCoy, our good friend from Lake Grove, in his 8th season with the Long Island Ducks, but not consecutively. The first season McCoy was with the Ducks was the year the Ducks were born. You have to go back to 2000. Yes, he's the only Duck to have played with the 2000 Long Island Ducks, and he's back again at age 44. He turned 44 9 days ago on August 3rd. He's a rubber arm, a terrific guy. The Ducks have to call on him because of all the injuries and being cherry-picked, apart by Major League organizations with pitchers leaving. Over the last month, losing 4 starters. Where else are you going to turn? You turn to Chris McCoy, who'll be starting. He has 1 appearance so far. He pitched 2 scoreless innings, I believe.
He got the win in that 12-inning victory Tuesday night against Somerset. So it should be great. McCoy, the local boy on the hill at all of 44 years of age. And, of course, after the contest, Grucci Fireworks Extravaganza. Where else would you rather be than right here at the Duck Pond?
So I think that's it, Chris. It's been an enjoyable evening, a long one, but worth every drop. Special thanks to engineer Zach Z-Man Johnston back in our Ronkonkoma studios. Once again, the final score from Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. Long Island Ducks 10, the Lancaster Barnstormers 7. We invite you to join us for our next Ducks broadcast tomorrow night, when these same Ducks host these same Barnstormers in the middle game of this 3-game series. Pre-game show at 6:20. First pitch scheduled for 6:35 right here on Long Island's home for news, traffic, weather, and Ducks baseball. 1039 LI News Radio, and of course everywhere at liducks.com. For Chris, cool as a cucumber king, I'm David. It was so hot and humid today, my armpits announced a 2-hour delayed opening. Weiss! Thanks so much for listening. We'll do it all over again tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Good night from the Duck Pond.